2020 political show. My name is Kofi Kula. The government has warned us that today that unless everyone plays by the rules, the UK may need to enter a second national lockdown by Christmas. And this is a concern. So we are appealing to all the Ghanaian community and also, community at large in the UK to go by the government rules. I think it's very important we adhere to the rules because we don't want no lockdown again. And we hope that we can get through the winter months if we take these measures and if everyone plays by the rules. Thank you, everyone. Today, we'll be talking about corruption in our country. Since independence in 1957, every government from Kwame Nkrumah's time to Mahama and now President Nana Akufo-Addo have all been accused of being corrupt. So it's a big area that we want to talk about it. And will this influence voters' decision for the 7th December 2020 polls? Today, we have with us here Mr. Kate Yosin, who is the UK chairman for Progressive People Party, PPP. Welcome, Mr. Yosin.
Thank you very much.
How was your day today?
Been hectic, but we had to come here. Therefore,
I know
it's good.
Yeah, when I spoke to you earlier, your motivation about corruption is very huge.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, thank you. And we also have in the middle our own Mr. Enesafo, who is part of the MPP UK communication team.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kula. It's good to be here.
Good to be back. Long time.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
You know, anytime I see you, the memory of transport comes to me, but we will come to that.
We get to that.
It's a big area.
That's fine.
And our condolences still to your family and everyone. And also, we have on my left here is Mr. Alfred Freddy Kotobo, who is the youth organizer for NDC UK and Ireland chapter. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, my brother.
Yeah, it's been a long time as well.
Yeah, of course, just a month here.
Yeah, thank you. Before we go on with our topic, I just want Ghanaians to know that I think how many years ago it was? 7 years ago.
So October the 3rd would be the six years. So close. Next month will be 6 years.
Mm. Yeah, it's been very difficult journey for you. How many siblings you have?
I mean, there's 4 of us, so 3 boys and a sister. So yes. My younger sister is now been 24. Well, she's going to be 24 on...
Your youngest sister?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she'll be 24 on 26. So I wish her a happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. There. Those who are not aware, Mr. Enesafo's parents, when they were traveling to Ghana, was traveling on a VIP bus from Accra heading to Kumasi, and sadly was involved in a fatal accident where Mr. Enes and siblings lost their parents.
Oh no.
And it's been very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But he has built strength from this, that he set up a foundation for his parents, and today we will talk a little bit. Our focus of work today is corruption, but because of him I will mention everything about transport and how transport is developing in our country.
Yeah.
Our profound situation.
Thank you, Mr. K.
Sorry to hear that.
Well,
is there any president in our country that has not been accused of corruption yet? Is there anyone in our country?
Yes.
This seems to be one area that we seem to be kind of struggling with as a country. But before we start our program, we have a number of sponsors that help us with our program. Word Remit is money transfer. If you're doing any money transfer, mobile money to Ghana or anywhere else in the world, you just go on your phone and then download it. It's very straightforward. You know, you go to your apps, put Word Remit, download it. You can send money to over 193 countries. Very reliable, very secure, and fast. So your money is guaranteed, and no kind of con or kind of all these people involved, you know. And then we also have Cosmet Cocktails, who specialize in cocktails business. So if you're doing any party and you're looking for anyone to take care of the cocktail side, the drink side, you know, and also they also now specialize in food as well. So they can also take care of your food for you. Any food, anything that you want is their specialty. And the numbers, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people, 2,000, 3,000 or less, 100 or 50, they'll be able to cater for you. They're very reliable and very effective. And if you're also looking to go into that business anywhere in the world, they'll be able to help you to set up as a franchise. So those who may have an interest in that area of work, then it's important that you contact Cosmet Cocktails. Their number will be on the screen for you. Then we also have Wache Joint, which is in West Green Road, specializing in all variety of Ghanaian food. If it's jollof rice you want, their specialty is Wache. You know, so if you're looking, they're always there from 9:30 till late in the evening or night, I would say. So if you're looking for anything, don't look anywhere. They'll be able to cater for you. Thank you very much. I think we're going to start with you, Mr. Ketiosin. We'll start with you. Since independence in 1957, political corruption has been a major problem, hindering the development of our country. Some of the people say this stems from greed, and others think that is our values as a country, you know, in terms of our upbringing or social construction, they will say. What has your party done so far to identify as the main root cause of corruption for us as a country? And what is your party's strategy in terms of your 2020 manifestos to reduce corruption in Ghana? I know your manifestos is not here, but you know you can use the previous manifestos that you have done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kula. That's a very strong and powerful question.
Yes.
If you look at it, it's in our earlier manifesto already. Mm-hmm. We said we would attack corruption directly in order to have funds for the government to continue to do its work, to serve the people of Ghana. We are a third, if like a third party in between NDC and NPP. We have seen the ills on both sides. So we wrote our manifesto, we prepared our manifesto from the experiences we have on both sides. So we are in the middle. And we want an opportunity to put it into practice. And to address all areas of corruption. Areas of corruption in the sense that we have not had good governments since Nkrumah finished and was kicked out in 1966. There has never been a complete government in Ghana. That has no corruption in its administration, which is quite very shameful. Ghanaians, we are all, as a nation, we are all naturally corrupt.
So you believe that everyone, or are you making an assumption, or this is...
No, everyone is corrupt in Ghana.
In Ghana?
Including children.
Okay.
Including children.
Well, our viewers may want to know why. Why a child? Children are innocent.
I think about 8 years ago. About 8 years ago, I went to Cape Coast. And I saw a guy, a young man, a guy who was about 12 or 13 years old. He was selling Tigo, mobile phone top-ups, stuff like that. I gave him money. I gave him 10 cedis to put it on my mobile phone because I didn't know how to do it. And I realized that this was a young guy who must be in classroom. My kids in London are in classroom, but he was under the canopy selling mobile phones. In the meantime, schools were operating in Cape Coast. So it tells you that a guy is deficient in certain areas, he's not going to school, he's working. Child labor. I sympathized with his predicament. I could see that. So I gave him 10 cedis to put money on that, on my mobile phone. And gave him 5 cedis, not as a bribe, just to, to appreciate his services. That's quite right. And I just climbed the top of the hill where I live. When I got there, I tried to call. I tried to make a phone call to London to phone my family. Immediately I dialed, I was told, you run out of credit. You run out of credit.
So therefore, he didn't put the credit on. But it's one case. I mean, what is the root cause of this corruption?
This is a small boy. That's why I'm narrating this.
Yeah. So what is the root cause in your view?
See, if there's demand,
or the root causes, yeah.
You see, if there's demand for a product, you know, a lot of demand, you know, change the prices and all that. If people need something, they will go for it, no matter the cost and all that. Corruption happens everywhere. That's why I say the whole Ghanaians, all of us, they are all corrupt, from the top to the bottom.
But why? Why?
Yeah, because I mean, it's been a tradition and a culture in Ghana up to this present time. And wherever you go, you see it. You see corruption taking place.
So the people live with it, basically.
We live with it. We live with it, but we want to eradicate it. My party wants to eradicate it, and there's so many avenues to use to eradicate corruption. Number one, the odd policeman on the street, from on the road, stopping vehicles, checking their documents and all that, he always takes a bribe. He doesn't even take it. The driver gives it to him as a matter of course, so that the policeman does not have much time to be asking certain questions. God knows whether the situation of his own vehicle is driving. Maybe it's not in good order and all that. He will happily put money in his driving license, and on we go. We've all seen it. All passengers see this thing, but nobody complains, because if you complain, you are going to engage the police in an argument and stop you from going to where you're going. Schools, the same thing. Schools, the same thing. Somebody wants to bring his best children to best school in Cape Coast. For instance, in Franceville. Everybody wants to bring their sons in there.
Is there a president that has never been accused of corruption?
No, I think accusation of corruption is a waste of time. It's automatically, we are all corrupt. Governments are corrupt.
Because in this country we hear, or in the West, we hear about legacy that people have done. Yeah. But then in Africa, we've been labeled, they are corrupt. So it's a kind of a different kind of...
No, that's what I was telling you. Not that we've been labeled. I was giving an example. In a school, I mean, a good school in Ghana. Somebody will come from the topmost area, the remotest area, to come. I'm telling you what I know. To come to Cape Coast, wants his son to be to be enrolled in the school. Whereas he's got a village where there are secondary schools there. He hasn't. He wants to come to Cape Coast for a school. That way, money passes hands. Money exchange, they change money. So they influence some teachers or authorities to recruit they enroll their kid. Whereas you leave your own village or your own district and come to one town, or go to Accra, or go to Kumasi, Prempeh College, or whatever. It's a good school, maybe supposedly a better school. All these things are areas of corruption. Even the policeman himself. I know about the police college, just as in Hendon in northwest London. We got police college in Tesano area. It was very disciplined in the beginning. Today, a policeman must buy application form. That's where corruption starts. A policeman must buy application form to complete before he will be recruited. He pays money to somebody for him to be invited for an interview anyway. And those who fail, you waste your money to buy the application form. You fail, so you don't have your money back.
What is your party's strategy to deal with corruption?
My party's strategy is to address these issues, not address these issues, according to our ministries, the ministries we set up, and this is going to work about 123 ministers. I don't know what they are doing, but we wouldn't even go to that extent.
You're talking about NDC,
NPP. I mean MPP.
MPP.
We've got so many ministers now. So many ministries.
But how is that contributing to corruption?
Thank you. If you have created more ministries, you must address corruption in each department. But it's not happening. It's rather getting worse. It's rather getting worse. It becomes a corruption for opening up so many ministries. It's corruption. It's a waste of money and all that. We cannot control from the top. You cannot control from the top. I'm not sure.
Our population is very small. When you look at our population, under 32 million people, it's very small. And if you look at places like India, China, even Nigeria, we are nowhere near their population. But yet still, we are rife with corruption.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying, we create so many ministries unnecessary.
Okay.
Waste of money itself.
Thank you.
So we waste a lot of money creating all these ministries instead of just sitting down focusing on each department and make sure we empower the civil servants to do their work correctly and pay them properly.
But how they're going to do their work properly?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have control mechanisms.
In the first, you said it's rooted.
Yeah.
Then you bring children in it. You said it's culture. But then you are also saying they have to do their work properly.
Yeah, you must know what you are going for. That's why I'm telling you all this. We know it is there. The way to remove it is where my party comes in.
Okay, thank
Where
you.
my party comes in. For instance, schools. I was giving an example of schools. Why would somebody have to travel all the way from, let's say, Eastern region to Central region to school?
It happens everywhere in the world.
Thank you very much. The way to stamp it is to make sure that you find out why. That's the question I'm asking. Why would somebody have to come from?
My children didn't go to school in the same area we live. Thank you, Mr.
You see, London, this is rather creating the corruption. But if there's something sickening in one region, correct it there. Don't leave it.
Okay, thank you. We'll come back to you again. Thank you. We'll come back to you. Mr. Ernest, you heard everything. You want me to repeat it?
No, it's interesting. I think we first need to
come to transport at some stage.
That's fine. Yeah. We need to define what corruption is.
Yes.
Right. And Mr. Kit Yeltsin, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but obviously he's categorized the whole Ghanaians as being corrupt.
Yes.
I mean,
and I don't think I am corrupt.
No. If he says
I'm one of those who will not take bribes.
I mean, if he says all humans in our capacity as human beings, we would be in a way be corrupt, right? I think that's more acceptable. But when you just pinpoint that we Ghanaians are corrupt, I mean, that's not being fair to yourself.
Even as a Ghanaian.
Yeah. And that's not right. That's a self-admission that
so is he holding stereotypical views?
He's not holding stereotypical views. He's only defeating the purpose of corruption, because at the end of the day, if you said we are corrupt, then how do we get out from that corruption? You're telling the whole Ghanaian 30 to 35 million people we are all corrupt. But how do we solve that? So I think
our viewers will have to make comments after that. Are you corrupt? As suggested.
And then obviously there was the whole argument about why would someone leave a rural area to Infantsipim or something. I mean,
that's an example.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because, excuse me, we have to stop that necessity of somebody coming from one area going to
why would someone leave London?
Make all the schools better, so nobody will have to travel anywhere.
You concentrate on your point.
All right. So my point is a choice. You told you about that, like it was a choice, and the fact that it's a choice is someone would be willing to go to Cambridge, Oxford, or maybe a university in Westland. I know someone that lived in Croydon and moved to Dartford because she wanted her child to go to Dartford Grammar School. Does that mean it's corruption?
No.
In the UK? No, it's not. But then it happens in Ghana, it's corruption. But now, even thanks to free SHS, now that person from rural area needs to get the right results and will be given admission to Infantsipim or Adisadel. Would that mean that person is corrupt, or that parent is corrupt because their child made the right grades and went to the right, got the right college or the right school that they wanted as a first or second choice? So that's not corruption. But if you're telling me what, as my party wants to do to fight corruption, first of all, I think there was the Right to Information Bill that was drafted in the Parliament, I think 1999, if I'm right. So, I mean, so many government has been since the Fourth Republic. No one has attempted to even pass that. This has been passed under His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. And then we have a special prosecutor. Obviously, people have their reservation. We want him to do the work, and that's what we all want for. That's what he's there for. So we need him to be working as much as he was doing. He was talking when we were in opposition. So we need him to be a bit more active on that, because this is why we need him to be active.
A bit more.
I'm being charitable, but this is it. We need him to be active, and this is why you have the NDC guys banging on about corruption. I mean, we're not even going to go to that side. We will get there, but what my party has to do, like I told you, we've got the Right to Information Bill out there. We've got the Special Prosecutor Office. We have the Witness Protection Act 2008 that was passed. I mean, these are measures that are put in place for the government or the people to make sure we have the right measures, because that's the only reason, the only thing that you can do to stop someone from being corrupt or doing something illegal is put measures against doing something that's not in line. And now we have the National Identification Card. And the main strategy of the National Identification Card is to get everyone on a core database, so we will know where everyone is. Because we have so many people that own 10 houses, 5 houses, and they're still, I mean, you have masons, that's what we call them, constructors. They will charge someone billions of cedis to construct their house, and they wouldn't even pay one cedi of a tax. But this person will have the audacity to tell a politician that they are corrupt. But you're not paying the taxes, but you want a politician to find money to build your roads, to build schools, to build hospitals. So we all need to contribute to that national court. And like I said, the NIA is to help curb that and put everyone under that data, because that's what holds us in this country, is the fact that if you drive outside and the police stop you, he doesn't need to take 10 pounds from you or 20 pounds from you, because he asks you your date of birth, and what does it give? It gives him your address. It tells him who you are. So that automatically defeats any idea of corruption. If there was no database of that, then there will be corruption, and there are corruption here, big ones.
Yeah, but we want to solve.
We want to say, this is what I'm giving you. So we've got witness protection, we've got special prosecutor office, we have right to information bill. We want to make sure everyone is under a database called the National Identification Card. Every single person would be registered or would be accountable, that's the word, to the state. And with the state will know, or the government or the administration in place at that time would know what to do, and find measures to make sure people are not doing the wrong things. And that's how we stop corruption.
Okay, thank you. Freddie.
Well, I first of all want to extend my warm greetings to our incoming president, President John Dramani Mahama, and all our executive, national executive, and the UK executive, and also to a large extent all the UK and Ireland members. I want to extend my greetings to them. And in fact, you see, when we talk of corruption, corruption is something that it cuts across both the public service and the private service as well. But before corruption can be seized on the private service and the private sector, there has to be proper measures done at the public service, or more or less at the government level. When my brother was talking, he was just saying that Akufo-Addo needs to be a little bit more active. Is that
I didn't say Akufo-Addo, I said the special prosecutor.
Okay. You see, he said that the special prosecutor needs to be a little bit active.
Because he's been employed to do a job.
Relax. But Akufo-Addo appointed him. Now, this exposed President Akufo-Addo's lack of leadership when it comes to corruption. If you look at the facts and figures on the ground, President Akufo-Addo is the only leader.
It's no this. I thought you're asking him what his party wants to do to combat corruption.
Please, you want to write? You want?
My brother.
That's introduction. That's his introduction.
Sorry, I will come in. Sorry,
I like that.
I want to make sure you're on the right line.
No, I like that, because when you were talking, I was very well.
I know, but
most
just
of the information that you were giving was a little bit wrong.
Well, go on.
Give you the opportunity.
Go on.
Look, if you look at President Akufo-Addo under his leadership, there has been a massive corruption. In fact, Ghana is listed upon one of the highly corrupt country in Africa. This is a very poor leadership when it comes to government structures. My brother was talking about right information bill. This right information bill started from Rollins' time. And in fact, President Mills, President Mahama did everything possible. To be fair with you, this government is the only government that does not want this right of information bill to come through. If the right of information bill was to come through, the people like Ejapa, PDS and all those should be in jail by now. For the first time that we have a very bad government that treats family and friends. And look at the corruption going all over the place. In fact, I can give you figures, corruption upon corruption that has happened under this government. We can talk of the 2.5 billion Ken bond deal. You can talk of the 1.375 billion Ameri deal. You can talk of the excavators got missing. You can talk of the PDS, 500 million PDS that got missing. You can talk of the 4 million case, the 4 million at the NCA. There's so much corruption. You can talk of the 178 million Kevin KV deal that happened under this government. You can talk of the 1.2 billion Ghana card deal, corruption deal that happened. In fact, my brother was talking of the national identification card having a framework, getting all the people on database. Listen, this national identification project started all the way even from President Rollins' time. President Kufuor tried his best, but this national identification body and board was set by President Mahama. President Mahama built the national data center, of which we can get all these data on board. President Mahama makes sure that we have proper legislatures put in place to cram up all this corruption. In fact, what my brother was trying to say, he missed it. President Mahama laid what we call the NAPCAP. It's a national, it's actually a national blueprint of fighting corruption from 2015 to 2024. In this case, if anyone that was culpable from that 2015 to 2024 should be in jail by now. But President Akufo-Addo, since assuming power, because he knows that all these measures put in place by President Mahama will clamp his government down and will not allow him to go ahead with this corruption going all over the place. So you know how much money we've lost under corruption under this government? On
your answers, I think yes. I will add this question, then we go. Yes. It says, ahead of this year's elections in December 2020, with tension rising very high, yes. Comparing Nana-Addo and Mahama, who would you say are more in terms of credibility or credible, reliable and trustworthy, and why? Who is the most corrupt and why?
My brother, I will not even quote far from me. The corruption perception index. Now, the lowest of President Mahama, that's 45%. And the highest of President Akufo-Addo, that's 41%. Now, just let's be realistic here. This is an international transparency agency that actually goes around doing all these surveys to find out which government is corrupt.
Most people might want, our viewers might want to know
when you go to
what year was this data?
Thank you. The lowest of President Mahama was 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 46%, 45%. The highest of President Mahama was in 2014. That's 48%. And the lowest of President Akufo-Addo was in 2017, 40. And the highest of President Akufo-Addo is 2019, 41. Now, you can talk of, ASAP did a survey, and they found out that 53% of Ghanaians believe that corruption under President Akufo-Addo is highest among all the presidents that has come under the Fourth Republic. Imani did a survey. Imani told us that Ghana is losing 3 million yearly to corruption.
It's billion.
Sorry, thank you. 3 billion yearly to corruption. CPI also did the same survey, finding that the Akufo-Addo's government, President Akufo-Addo's government, is the worst corrupt leader or the worst corrupt government under the Fourth Republic.
So it's during Akufo-Addo government that you, in terms of your analysis, that the corruption is
look, my brother, this is the top 10 highest ranked African countries corrupt. The top 10 corrupt African countries in 2019. You can talk of Seychelles, Botswana, Cape Verde, Rwanda, Namibia, and guess what? Ghana is under the first 10 corrupt countries. Can you imagine? President Akufo-Addo has borrowed almost 80. President Akufo-Addo has borrowed 350 million. 350 billion. What's the money? Where has he used the money? Where's the money? There's nothing to show. All that you can show is just a piece of toilet over there. And it's for a shame that a whole vice president would call a whole national, say you want to address the whole nation. And
they mentioned a lot of infrastructure, some work that they're doing.
My brother, President Mahama, President Mahama is telling us, is saying to us, there's an adage in our local language that motia the one told motia dan upeja chacha di jinawa onimnebo the one who have said it before knows the price of a hunchback.
Okay.
President Mahama has proven beyond reasonable doubt that when it comes to credibility, when it comes to fighting of corruption, he is above President Akufo-Addo on all standards. That's why we are bringing what we call the Operation Sting. You know, the Operation Sting is one of the most, when it comes to place, is one of the most institutions that will install integrity back into the fight of corruption. This is what we are going to make sure that every public servant, you know, President Mahama talk of bleaching this Article 71 people. I mean, you see, when we talk of Article 71, is that the ministers and the president, and you have a separation of the public service on a single span. He said you bleach them together, they become one. Now, President Mahama is telling us that before any minister take over, before he himself, after swearing in 2021, 7 January, he will declare his asset. And that asset will be published. For you and I here will know that President Mahama has 1, 2 house or 3 house, or that minister has 1 or 2 house. If President Mahama
declared his assets before.
Yes, he declared his assets to the Auditor General. No. President Mahama, all those public servants, Article 70, they declared their, the difference is that they declared their assets to the public servant, and people do not really want to follow. But in this case, he is telling you that after declaring his asset, he will let the Auditor General also audit it. Say, for instance, you say I have 1 house. Okay, you have 1 house. The Auditor General found out that, is it true that you have 1 house? Then the public will know that it will be published in the Daily Graphics, in most of the national media outlets. So you and I will know that President Mahama has 1 house, that minister has 2 houses, that teacher or whatever has 1 or 3 houses. Because, my brother, if you and I could recount the amount of money lost under President Akufo-Addo through corruption, I mean, the facts and figures are there. Do you know how much? $10 billion $10 billion that has lost under President Akufo-Addo. Do you know how much that money can be used in our economy? Do you know how much schools it can be built? Do you know how much hospitals it can be built? Do you know how much more roads it can be built? My brother, look at the agriculture sector, for instance. President Mahama has proven beyond
as the most corrupt.
In fact, if you want to just have a very evidence, you just go to the Netherlands ambassador. He told President Akufo-Addo point blank that why don't you go ahead and say Ghana beyond corruption, while you are going ahead and say Ghana beyond aid. In fact, Canadian Japan told Ghanaians that in 2017, that as of 2020, if President Akufo-Addo is full of corruption, we should vote him out. He said, vote against MPP if corruption resides in our government. He said that in 2017. And now it has proven. The Ghana Netherlands business body. This is what they said to President Akufo-Addo. The Netherlands Ghana Business Forum. This is what they said to President Akufo-Addo. He said, let me quickly get this down. He said, he told President Akufo-Addo that a country, if you read through, it's quite obvious. I mean, when you read through,
you want to say it because our viewers are waiting.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, he said that. Look, yes, that's it. He told us that President Akufo-Addo has been one of the worst leaders in the African continent because when you look at the Ghana Netherlands Business and Culture Council, they did a survey and they find out that one of the 10 corrupt countries, the most 10 corrupt countries all over the world, and guess what? Ghana is the 3rd. The most corrupt country, Ghana is the 3rd.
So on one survey is 10th, and now another survey is the 10th.
Yes, it's the Netherlands Ghana Business Council rates Akufo-Addo's government as the 3rd most corrupt country. Now, if you look at the Auditor General report, you find out that in 2017, Ghana loses Ghana loses 13.5 billion to corruption under President Akufo-Addo. Strike. That's right. Ghana African Eye Report. It said Ghana lost 9.6 billion to corruption under Akufo-Addo's
Thank
watch.
you. Thank
Can
you
you
very much.
imagine? And this President Akufo-Addo, cannot even stand somewhere and boast himself that he was the one who said he will use Anas principle. Now he's attacking Anas. Meswari died. Today, media men are scared.
Will this influence voters' decision?
The reason why we influence voters' decision
How?
is this: because under President Akufo-Addo, you have a chunk of money. We are talking about billions. Do you know what that million can do for the street seller? Do you know what that million can do for the Okada driver? Do you know what that billions can do for the farmer, the cocoa farmer? President Mahama is telling us that when he comes, that 10 billion that was lost under President Akufo-Addo yearly. So that means when you look on the scale, President Akufo-Addo has lost 40 billion under corruption. So do you know what that 10 billion big push agenda that President Mahama is coming? Do you know what that money could do?
Thank you, Ernest. You heard it. You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, please repeat the question. Repeat the question.
Yeah, it's, you know, ahead of this year's elections on 7th December 2020, with tension rising high, comparing Anado and Mahama, who would you say are more credible, reliable, and trustworthy, and why? Who is the most corrupt?
Who is the most corrupt? There, we should not ask. But my friend, my brother, Fred, he should up his game, because tonight is going to be very hot for him. It is just a warning. You ask him what his party manifesto is to combat corruption. What has Akufo-Addo that? Akufo-Addo this, Akufo-Addo that?
Operation Sting, didn't you?
So let me go on.
I told you Operation Sting, so get it quite clear.
Let me go on. So Kula, credibility. Nana Akufo-Addo, you cannot take that away from him. He's honest, credible, integrity. I mean, former President John Mahama, I'm going to be very charitable tonight here. Last year or so, when he was in opposition, he came on the BBC and he was asked a question. Mr. President, have you taken a bribe before? What did he say? He gave the question back as a president or as a human being. I mean, this is a kindergarten question. With respect to him as a president. That was very poor. And then he claimed to be an expert in communication. That was very poor from a man as a president. And that was a disgrace to Ghana. Recently, he was in a Daily Mirror or The Sun for Airbus corruption. This man, when he was sworn in, there was 280 million Saglame housing project that they were supposed to build 5,000 unit blocks. They only did 1,000 units. Ask him where the rest of the money went. Under former President Mills, he was asked to go and buy Embraer 190. The company that was selling the plane quoted as 35 million on their website. He went to Brazil and he purchased that for 55 million US dollars. That plane, he bought a lot. There was a lot. After buying the plane, he said, "Oh, now you want to, make sure it's special, or top of the range." So he acquired a ladder for $1 million, a sound system for $6 million. He built a hangar for $17 million. That plane didn't come up to now. And this is what I want my party to be fighting for, because John Mahama cannot sit there and point fingers at us. He's going to come out and form Operation Sting. He should sting himself, because he clearly has a big sting on his tail. How can he sit down and say he can't even say that he's not corrupt? And I heard him recently that the foreign media sometimes want to expose or make African leaders look bad. You are bad. They're not making you look bad. You are bad. You should have just answered the question, yes or no. He can't even answer a basic question of, are you corrupt or not? And you're talking about integrity. You want to bring Nana Akufo-Addo into this. He's coming, he's gone and appointed a special prosecutor who has been opposition of his party, one of the founding members of NDC, as a special prosecutor. This is the man that you claim don't want to fight protection. I mean, corruption.
Hold on, caller. Yeah, go on.
For John Mahama, we can't. I mean, credibility. He lacks none. He's told you in my first coup d'etat. He said danger lurks around any decision that he takes. He's very.
Don't mind. Can we just hear?
Go on, Kula. All right.
Hello. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. Kula?
Yeah, good. Is this from Mr.
Sule?
Mr. Who, please?
You're speaking to Mr. Sule from South Africa.
Mr. Sule from South Africa. Yes. How are you?
Yes. I'm all right, and how are you?
Yeah, good. You heard everything, Mr. Sule?
Yes, I've heard everything.
Do you have any question or contribution?
Yes, I've got a lot to say.
Okay.
Mr. Kula, thank you very much for the opportunity, and I would like to say good evening to your guests in the city.
Thank you.
Especially to my NPP representative over there. Mr. Kula, I think NDC has made it a habit because this NDC representative, I've forgotten the name. What's the name?
Mr. Alfred Kotobo. Yeah, Freddie.
Okay,
Kotobo,
Alfred.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, whenever they are given an opportunity to say what their party can do, they kept attacking. They've asked you what the NDC is going to do. Should they be in an unlikely situation? Should they be given the opportunity to govern? What will they do to combat corruption? Then you jump onto Nana Akufo-Addo, giving us wrong figures. I don't know where he is getting his information from. He told the whole world that the Ghanaian government is the most corrupt country, Ghana is the most corrupt country in Africa. This is a big lie. And you know, he quoted from a source. And I can tell you he did not read it properly. That source actually listed the least corrupt country, started from the least corrupt country going down. And I can give you the list. The least corrupt country in Africa is Seychelles, followed by Botswana, followed by Cape Verde, Rwanda, Mauritius, Namibia, Sao Tome, Senegal, South Africa, Tunisia, Benin, Ghana, Morocco, and we've got how many countries in Africa? But you see, sometimes when you come to have an opportunity like this, speak the truth. Don't tarnish the image of your country just because you want to win an election. That is very bad. That is why sometimes, excuse me to say, I label the NDC as nation record. Because whenever they are not in power, they tend to tarnish the image of the country, which is very bad. That is unpatriotic. Don't do that. And what I want to remind him, I think he should have a little bit longer memory than 4 years. Have you forgotten about Suba? Have you forgotten about Sada? Have you forgotten about RLG? Have you forgotten about the Bas Brandon? Have you forgotten about the Guinea fowls that flew to Burkina Faso and never returned? Have you forgotten all this? Have you forgotten? And currently, what do they call John Dramani Mahama?
You want to learn for us? Yeah.
Yes, I'm landing. So I'm just telling him he should be factual and he should be truthful and he should not lie because Ghanaians are so wise. You cannot lie your way to power. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, give Freddie 1 minute because this question was that. Okay, so Freddie, what do you have to say about whatever?
My brother has exposed himself. The point is, you are in government. You have the so-called special prosecutor. You have the so-called all those BNI, CID, and all those. So why you keep on blaming the previous government? What have you done? Who just mentioned one minister under the President Mahama's government that you claim that you have arrested or prosecuted in court because of corruption? You are talking of figures. You are talking of street comment. I'm giving you figures. I'm giving you source. Quote where my brother is talking about is not source. Quote the source. Where? Give me the figures. Give me the numbers. That shows that President Mahama
was Mr. Continue.
Give me the figures. He wants names. I'll give him names. NCA Bafuboni is in jail for corruption.
Bafuboni?
Yes. NCA.
I'm talking of a minister. You're talking of a public
sector.
You're talking of a public sector. I'm talking of a minister that President Mahama appointed. You're talking of a public sector.
Let me finish.
Somebody that is in power.
Cool. There are cases in court. There are over 21 cases pending in court. Am I lying?
21 cases.
There are 21
Anyone
cases.
can go to court.
Dr. Opuni Kokobot is in court. Your friend Maslock, Sadnam Tamaklu is in court.
4 years in court.
I don't care, but they're still in court.
4 years in court. Can you imagine?
What's the name? Ernest Thompson, Snit, is in court.
So who is reliable, trustworthy?
I mean, you can't. Recently, John Mahama, I think last year, 2 years ago, he said NDC supporters should rally behind his appointees who may be prosecuted. John Mahama, we shouldn't talk about credibility. As a president, you swear to uphold the law, the constitution.
Okay.
You tell your foot soldiers to support, to rally behind your appointees that may be prosecuted. Cool, I don't need to say anything else.
Okay, thank you.
You understand? So he shouldn't come, he can't even corruption is defined as a government official one in the Airbus scandal. That's everyone knows that.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Yes.
Mr. Kula, now let's get serious. I tell you, I thank my brothers for the discussion and the gentleman who called in.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Sule.
Mr. Sule.
Yeah.
From
As
South Africa.
as a serious nation, we have somebody called Auditor General. Within every 12 months, he audits our accounts. That is Ghana government accounts. We are talking of so many people, so many corrupt practices and all that. We know that. That is why I started by saying that we are all corrupt, always, and even including children in Ghana. So we know. You see, the gentleman was talking about SADA and all that.
Hold on, caller, please.
Guinea fowls or confirm. We know that. And we know Ejapa royalties business. We know PDS kind of. Both sides, there are rotten corruption there. But where is our auditor?
When you say both sides, for the
both sides, both governments, both NDC government, NPP government.
Yeah, thank you. Hold on. We will let you continue there. Please.
No, see, these guys keep cutting in and we can't even do it.
We will let you continue, please.
No,
sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please? We will let you continue, please.
Yeah, my name is George and I'm calling from South London.
Yeah, hello, Mr. George. Yeah, go on. You heard everything, George.
Yes, so I'm
George, please. Yeah.
I beg your pardon?
We're giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, please. You don't mind. We have a lot of callers. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. I'm really grateful for the opportunity and thanks for your service to Motherland Ghana as well.
Thank you.
You know, straight to the question. I mean, the discussion on board. We're talking about leadership. For me, it's all about leadership. One day, menka wotwi mu kakra. Maybe baba ebi o si na ekọ ekum. Nti si yanye ekum yi a yetete ha se a one hwe de course to America na bi baba ase. So it is important
so you can back to English again.
Yeah, it's important that we look at the kind of leadership that we choose. Anyway, fast forward, we had President Mahama taking over from President Mills, ruled us, in fact, took us through Dumso for 4 solid years. Okay, Dumso, we said it wasn't a matter of capacity. It was more to do with financial management. And here we are, we have a government who has come and is able to manage the economy and the finance of the country. Hence, there is no Dumso. A prudent government which has been able to manage the country to the extent that is able to even give free water to 8 people in such season. I mean, in terms of pandemic. Let's come to corruption. Over the years, we are all aware that it's been to whom you know and all kinds of things happening in Ghana. Now, what the government is doing, corruption without digitization is it can't be fought. In this country, for instance, can they provide policemen to every community? I mean, literally, they can't. So they are using CCTV technology to fight corruption as well. Hence, most of their services are online. And this is what the current government has initiated. Now, most of the state agencies are all online, aiding people to apply for services without any middleman. That is a true and real way of fighting corruption. My brother Kula, if you pass through a red camera right now, all you do is that you get to your house, then probably in a few days you get a letter that you've run through a red camera and you pay.
Yes.
This is the best way to fight corruption, not just the political talk that President Mahama is doing. The reason why I would choose Nana Addo ahead of Mahama on any day is that, one, President Akufo-Addo, all the leaders work with human beings, so you get those kind of things coming from some of their appointees. But when the president himself will arrange a contract like the aircraft, and then you involve your own brother, to facilitate someone who has nothing to do with aviation, to be the middleman to go and procure Airbus for the country, then what kind of leadership are we looking at? So we have look at the most annoying part is that with all this failure that you expressed under your leadership, a government has been able to. A government has been able to rake in automobile industry, the VW, and then you are making fun of it, saying that they are rather destroying other people's job, and your vision is to bring Okada, to legalize Okada, when people are thinking about sky trains, undergrounds, and then rail development. So please, NDC is not an option. We need serious minds to develop our country and the continent. So please, let's ignore these NDC people. My regards to Ernesto. He's doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Mr.
Mr. Kula, I'm insisting that let us get serious as a nation. I started by saying we've got all data. What is the account for the Republic of Ghana for the first year that this current government has been in power, and the second year and the third year, we are going to the fourth year. What is the auditor's report saying? It's very difficult to believe or not believe accusations of corruption around. But any corruption within 12 months, are they captured in the auditor's report? If not, then the auditor's report must be torn up and thrown away. And if yes, I'm telling you, we must discard it. Yes. If there's no audit report to support all these thievery, stealings, and all that, then we must throw it away because it's useless. If it's not useless, what's a parliamentary committee in finance? What are they saying? You see, things like that, we got different programs in different political parties, you understand, different governments. That is why we are not honest. That's why we are corrupt. We cannot even prosecute Mr. Wayomi for 4 years or God knows how many years he's got Ghana government money. We are told, I'm not in parliament, none of us is in parliament, we were told once upon a time that Mr. Wayomi, as an example, had 51.2 million Ghana cedis paid to him for doing no job. We were told that NPP gave him contract and NDC came to pay. We were told that ministers don't pay. We were told that they paid that money to Mr. Wayomi. What did Mr. Wayomi say? If everybody is reading the same thing I'm reading, unless it's not true. Mr. Wayomi says, listen, hang on a minute. If you push me, I will name names. I will name names. Nobody has challenged him. No NPP has challenged him, no NDC has challenged him. So we are lost. Those of us not in parliament, we are being fooled.
So everyone is in it. Basically, that's what you're
Of course, yes. I mean, if you read it, if you read it, it's NPP's time. Then the story started for contracts for Wayomi, building stadia in Ghana. That never happened. And of course, he sued the Ghana government, or he challenged them. They had to pay him 51.2 million Ghana cedis. And that man says, if you challenge me, I will name names. So everybody is silent. Excuse me, NDC side is silent, MPP side is silent. And who are the fools? We the Ghanaians are the fools. It's going on and on and on and on and on. But
so that means our judicial system, independence in Ghana, is it constitutionally and legally protected? If you say that Wayomi is making threat, and because of the threat,
he threatened them since their case has died, and that man has got 51.2 million Ghana cedis in his pocket. Nobody can complain. We can't challenge him because he says if we challenge him, he will name names, and because we know the names are left and right,
But what about our judicial system?
They are weak, too weak to act. Because, come on, they are too weak. They are not accountants. They are not accountants. The judicial system, the justice system, they are not accountants. They are not financial accountants. It's we, the auditor, must prosecute. That Mr. Wilmy gave out names. I'm not going to name them here. I even read it last night. He mentioned names of people who are involved in the 51.2 million rackets. He distributed the money to some friends. So for some big names and all that. It's very worrying even to read that. Do you understand? You see, so let us call a spade and attacking that. I'm not happy when they say Mr. Mahama is more corrupt than Kufuor and vice versa. We know there's a possibility. Let's put that aside and let's go to the substantive thing. Where is an audit report? Progressive People's Party, we just want to see an audit report. That's all. And an audit report for a period, we take 1 year in accounts, we take 1 year after at a time. So, for instance, the period that Nanadu came is January 2017 to maybe 31st March 2018 or whatever, the Ghana government accounts, published accounts for the Republic of Ghana. That's what I'm talking about. Is it captured inside? If it's not captured inside, then it looks as if it's a story. And excuse me, unacceptable international committees. They say corruption index. They're giving us corruption index. That is stupid. We don't need them. We don't need anybody, organization outside. Ghana is a sovereign state. We don't need any kangaroo organization outside to tell us corruption index. Ghana is first and Botswana is second. Excuse me, that's very stupid. We're not going to take that. They are not in Ghana. They are not Ghanaians. Corruption index, to hell with them. We don't want to know. Let us build our own stories. Let's just get real and see.
How do we build our own stories?
That's what is the Auditor General, Accountant General, what has he done? When my party was formed in 2012, I read Ghana published accounts for the Republic of Ghana. I read it for the first time.
Do voters look for all these things?
The voters must open their mind. Most of them are ignorant. Do you understand? I'm telling you so that they can learn now. See, so when I read
before you land, let's listen to the land.
When I read the Ghana government account, I wept. Why?
You wept.
Accounts for the Republic of Ghana.
When was this?
I do accounts for the year
you said
2011.
Huh?
My party was formed in 2012. Accounts for the year ended 2011. I read. It took me days to read it. When I read it, you know what I captured? Some people were 115 years old on the payroll of Ghana. Some people. Okay. See, some people. Well, if in Nkrumah's time, they removed Nkrumah. The people were still in government. In civil service. So then I'm telling you that there's something sickening and wrong in our system. So the corruption is all in the Accountant General, and unfortunately the auditor or the referee, we've sacked him. If we sack a referee who's refereeing Premiership football match, who will be there? Who will be there to judge? So we must we want to see the accounts, Ghana government accounts, published.
Okay, thank you.
Published for the people of Ghana. Let's stop. Forget about this business of who is more corrupt than the other. They are all equally.
So we need structures in
but
place.
A government that has promised us, we all start from somewhere. Okay, if we cannot start from the absolute beginning, we can start with this present government.
Thank you.
No, excuse me, sir. They give perfect promises, and we are expecting them to deliver. Okay. We are expecting them to. They have not finished delivering.
No,
sir. They are not finished delivering, but they are giving new promises. That's what worries us.
Sorry.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, hello. Who is calling? Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Com. I'm calling from South London.
Oh, hello, Mr. Com. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Kula. My greetings to you all and the listeners. The reason why I called, somebody also spoke from South London, right? And he pretended to be talking well for Ghana. And
he feared into talking for the NPP. But then the comment that he made, I was expecting that as you being the host would have challenged him on some of the questions, because look, some of the things he talked, for instance,
did he have that you think that he should be challenged?
Yeah, because you shouldn't allow him to go scot-free with some of the things he said. You shouldn't allow him to be telling lies, because the issue on the power shortages in Ghana, which got the Dumso, that debate. Sorry?
What did he say or ask that he should be challenged?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to. The issue of the power shortages in Ghana, that he blamed it on Mahama. I was expecting that you challenge it, because
that's the truth.
The power shortages which is called a Dumso was not caused by Mahama and was not caused by his the time he was in office. We all know Dumso started a very long time ago and little was done. It was during NDC's time that they built the thermal plant, because they realized that we cannot depend on the Volta River alone. Right? When Kufuor came, he also started a Bui Dam. You understand me? But Kufuor's time, the Dumso was still there. They even sent some pastors to go to the River Volta to pray. So that guy saying that it was not an issue of power but finance is a complete lie. When people come here with myopic view and then talk anything they want, we shouldn't allow them to go. We should challenge them. And then another thing he said about Mahama's involvement in the aircraft. Come on. Look, we've had 4 years of this government in power. Akufo-Addo NPP government has the advantage of the Chief Justice that every Ghanaian know, Enini Yeboah. That Enini Yeboah man there is an NPP guy appointed by Kufuor, who sat on 2 cases of Chachuchi Kata, and Chachuchi Kata accused him of bias. If people don't know, accused him of bias on 2 occasions. That man is not credible, and he's sitting there as an attorney general. That's why the judicial system, nobody wants to go to court these days, because the whole judicial system is collapsed.
Incredible.
And this government has appointed 8 judges to the High Court. 80 judges to the High Court. What more do you want to prosecute corrupt people in the NDC? What more? We are all witnesses to what is going on in this government for 4 years. Look at the corrupt cases. Look at even the security system now. If you say something against the president, they will come in and arrest you, and then nobody hears of you again. Is that the society that we want to build? Meanwhile, he's sitting in South London talking about we have to build a better Ghana because we don't know the future here. What is happening in America could happen here. Blah blah blah. Look at the rot that he was talking about. That we have to be more concerned about our own country and build a country. If you want to build a country, is that a sort of things you have to be saying? Look at the security system in Ghana now. People cannot say anything against the president. If the president is stealing, you should be quiet. People, there are head teachers.
You want to learn, please?
Let me learn, because we have to be serious here now. We have to be serious and then say what is going on in this Ghana now. I mean, it's disgrace. It's complete disgrace. Look at the what do you call it, the PDS scandal, which is so huge. Look at the oil, Ameri deal, and all that by Gabi. And these people who were they? Look at them today. Who were they? They had pants in their hands, begging for arms. Look at the corrupt deal they did with the banks, with their chairman and all that before they came to power. Look at all that. The corruption that went on, and the corruption that is still going on today. You go and register our royalties in tax haven. Do you know the money laundering stuff that is going on there? Do you know the sanctions that has been put in on Ghana? And then people like that come from nowhere and to talk nonsense, and nobody challenges them.
You should not
come
do that,
on,
please.
My last word goes to Mr. Kitiosi.
Don't be swearing. Take it back. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I don't even know. Should I respond to what you said?
That guy interrupted me.
Okay, you can do this.
Let me
see. I will say I'm maintaining that we must get very serious. My party, Progressive People's Party, we believe that the president must not appoint the Inspector General of Police. We also believe that the Inspector General of the Police must be appointed by the Police College. Number two, the Chief Justice. We believe that the Chief Justice must be appointed by the justices. Just like a football, team, we appoint our captain. It's not the president who must come and appoint our captain. Therefore, the Chief Justice must be appointed by justices. Inspector IGP be appointed by Inspector General, the Police College. That way, if there's a case in court, it doesn't look at to NPP, NDC, CPP, and all that. So once the government, you appoint Chief Justice. If there's any case against your party or your government, you can call him to your bedroom and advise him.
Thank you.
Advise him against it. That itself is corruption. That's why it's at the highest level is corruption. But Progressive People's Party, we want the office of Attorney General to be separated from the Chief Justice officers, so that they can be independent. That way,
there's a difference between Chief Justice and Attorney General. Please make yourself clear.
The Chief Justice,
Minister, Attorney General.
Attorney General's office must be separated.
Chief Justice is different, no?
I'm telling you, the Chief Justice, must have nothing to do with the control of the Attorney General.
Leave it.
Okay.
You take your time.
The Attorney General must be independent of the Chief Justice office.
Thank you very much.
Attorney General is a lawyer for Ghana.
Thank you.
Okay, the Chief Justice is an almighty judge above there. We don't touch him. But once they are all linked, that's where corruption can grow easily. Because if there's any, if the president appointed the Chief Justice,
the Attorney General take the case to the Chief Justice to decide. There's no link between the two of them.
No, but there's a control.
Where is the link?
There's a control.
Are you talking about the appointment?
There is the appointment.
Then of the then they understand.
Many Attorney General and Justice.
Who's calling? Where are you calling from, please?
The Chief Justice must not be.
Hello, caller.
Yes, sorry, just a quick clarification about the gentleman that spoke on my earlier comment that I made. He just called in and said, I've come to lie and say things that are untrue. Now, just a quick clarification. We are all aware that the Dumsor situation was not mainly capacity. You remember West African Gas Pipeline made a press conference one afternoon and threatened to shut because we were not paying them. That is one. So I didn't come to lie. It's on record. We can Google and check. Two. He said, I made a comment about the Airbus. You could deduce from what he said. He wasn't able to specifically deal with that issue. He couldn't talk about it. So it wasn't a lie. This is a report by France officials, and courts in the UK and the US as well. Thirdly, he made a statement that people are picked in Ghana, they are sent and they never come back. You are a journalist. I don't know when or how or who has been picked up in Ghana and never, was returned. So please, this is the fact. Who is lying here? Who is insulting here? He came and insulted, and that is a stock in trade.
No, we told him not to use inappropriate language, please.
Exactly. So this is why. For me, I wouldn't hide my bias. I'm full NPP, but I am for Ghana first. So it has nothing to do with me putting NPP whatsoever.
Thank you
it's all about where you are. Even in the UK, if I see someone doing something wrong, I make sure I correct the person. So it has not. I wouldn't limit my mind to just a mere political party. But between Mahama and Nanado, 100% Nanado. Thank you.
Thank you.
George, George, that quote, even if you are an MPP, you're in the right party. It's the only party that wants development for Ghana. I want to stay on corruption. I don't want to do a lot more. But I just want to respond to the guy that called before about Dumso. October 2016, John Janapo said, money has been a challenge to solve Dumso.
Hold on, caller.
October 2016. Election was December 2016. So if money had been a challenge to solve Dumso at that time, when was Dumso faced before they left? Was it faced the day before election? So they should come back and tell us how they faced the Dumso. It's not about the power. You told us you've given us PPA and all of that. We have excess capacity. We pay billions of cedis every year that we don't need. So clearly, money was the challenge for you because you were under IMF and you were restricted with how much money you can spend. So that's why we had Dumso, and this is why Nana Akufo-Addo and His Excellency Dr. Bawumia have done very well. They're managing Ghana finances thanks to Ofuriatta. What's the finance minister?
You don't even know.
Finance minister.
Ken Ofori-Atta.
Ken Ofori-Atta doing good job to keep Ghana, obviously, keep the light on, not go take us back to Dumso, as John Mahama told us. He told us for us to have light, we need to stop charging our phones. Because he had the perception Ghanaians have too many phones. So every single person has 2 phones. So he said, stop charging your phones to avoid Dumso. And he told us, if we want to have power, we need to be ready to pay more. He increased tariff to 45%. We still didn't get light. I went to Ghana in 2014. The whole day, 24 hours, there was no light. I mean, if anyone is in Ghana now, clearly, everyone is benefiting from Nana Akufo-Addo's management. There's light on, and there's this good professor from Kenya. He went to Ghana, Cape Coast, for conference, and he said, he's very happy Ghanaians have removed the vocabulary Dumso for our modern language that we use. I mean, these are people from Ghana that are telling us Nana Akufo-Addo has done very well to give us light. And you're telling me John Mahama solved Dumso. So corruption again, digitization is the best way to solve corruption. And when Mr. Kate was speaking, he said some names have been on public payments for over 150 years. I mean, how do we solve that?
I didn't say 150 years. I said there are some people who were 115 years old who were still in Ghana being paid. Goes to praise from Nkrumah's time up to 2011. If you go into the Ghana,
it's fine. It's not attack on you. I'm not attacking. I'm using that as a point.
Explaining.
These are once we get everyone on the digitization assets or like a database, which is the NIA, everyone will be, obviously you can't be 150 years and still taking money from the government. 115. You are right. So these are what the Bawumia has been doing. Mr. Digital is doing good job for Nana Akufo-Addo and for Ghana and for the MPP. They're doing fantastically well. DVLA is digitized, passport digitized, deaf and deaf is digitized. ECG, now people can just top up their light without going to the ECG office. They just do it by the mobile phone. NHIS, you don't need to go anywhere. You just do it on your phone, it's renewed for you.
We will let you continue.
I mean, see what the Electoral Commission just did? They just use the technology to make sure you verify your
Mr.
details.
Ennis, we will let you continue. Let us hear from the caller. Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Hello, good evening. I'm Becky.
Hello, Becky. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You heard everything.
I would like to greet your panel this evening, and then greetings to all viewers and listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, when people come on the show and they pretend to say they are for Ghana first, and yet they spew lies and they go one-sided, I don't understand it. The thing is, in every human institution, there is corruption. Like the gentleman from CPP said, there is corruption in human institutions. Right. And Mahama was tagged as being corrupt. Akufo-Addo coming to power, he promised that he's not going to bring family and friends. He's not going to to make his government a bigger side. He's going to protect the public purse. And what did we see? People are talking about Doomsaw and that it wasn't Mahama. If we can be honest to ourselves, Doomsaw have been a problem. And since Nkrumah built the Akosomo Dam, that was what we were depending on. And as the population was growing, there was more demand for electricity. So they want to tell me that without the car power, without the Ameri that Mahama brought, will Akosomo be able to sustain the nation? Is that what they are telling us? They should come again. Please, when people, you MPP, when you are talking, just bring the facts. It was the same Bawumia who said that Mahama has solved Doomsaw. So should they give him the credit? They are not going to give him any credit. And they are coming here and spewing lies that we didn't solve Doomsaw. We put the measures in place. And we even put this energy sector levy. They came and they were saying that it was what? A nuisance tax, and that they were coming to repeal it. And what do? Have they been able to cancel that ESLA? They have rather used it to borrow money. They said they were not going to borrow money, MPP. But look at how much they've borrowed. And they have nothing to show for.
Wow, look.
Now, when we talk of corruption, when we talk of credibility, Akufo-Addo went to the mining cities, mining towns, and told them that when he comes, he will rather bring more jobs to the mining people. And what did he do? He has taken away the mining from them. Now people cannot even make ends meet. And he's giving it to his party faithfuls, and they are mining. Look at the Ejapa. This is a very high corrupt robbery deal that they are doing to milk the nation dry. And people are talking about credibility. People are talking about credibility.
Can you land, Becky, please?
To land, I am saying that Akufo-Addo is the most corrupt, nepotistic government that the nation has ever witnessed. Look at what he's doing. He's trying to tell people, when you speak Ewe, when you don't speak Akan, they want to say that you are not a Ghanaian. And they are saying Eslawusu stood there and said that you are GMI. Come on. Meanwhile, Akufo-Addo is saying that he's a human rights lawyer. When he was in opposition, look at the demonstrations he did. Nurses were demonstrating. He sent policemen to go and arrest them. People can't demonstrate. People can't talk. He's closing radio stations. And you are telling us that Akufo-Addo is the best man. Come 2020, Ghanaians, vote Akufo-Addo out because he's not fit for purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, go on, Mr. Ernest.
Kula, so...
Yeah, let him land. Yeah.
Come on, man. Kula, so... I don't even need to respond to that. Obviously, it's all lies. Just to get on Mr. Kitts again, the Supreme Court ruled on Wyoming's case. So I think our issue as a country should be more of, we need to take action, not just make that decision, because we had a system.
You are in government, I say our country. You are in government, take the action. You are in government. Are you not in power?
But this is what I'm telling you. So Supreme Court.
Ghana, you are in government.
But he has been ordered. Let me finish. He has been ordered. We need to seize his asset to sell. I mean,
we are aware of that.
Exactly.
But he's been in government for how many years? 4 years now. Ghana need to be
all we are saying, this is not politics. All we are expecting is.
But you want to play politics.
This is. Let me finish. You are telling Mahama, you are telling me you are playing politics with this. You are in government, for Christ's sake.
He has been charged. He has been charged to pay.
So what have you done?
Of course. So that's what needs to be done.
So what we want to ask is, okay, when are you going to?
When are we going to? Exactly. This is
take his property.
Exactly. So that's what.
Power. How many years? 4 years. You are telling Ghana.
But what did you do under your government? Under your watch?
My brother,
you paid that money.
You are in power.
You paid that money.
You are in power for 4 years.
You paid that money.
You are in power for 4 years. You have appointed 80 judges across board. 80 judges.
Recently.
You have
Let
special
me-
prosecutor. That special prosecutor has never even had one case to court. You have a conflict of interest in your government.
who?
When you are telling me
Where's the conflict of interest?
you are telling me conflict of interest. Conflict of
Yeah, you
interest.
tell me.
Ajabadil.
What's the
PDS deal?
deal? You don't understand that.
My brother.
You want to brief
You want to
about
learn.
that?
You want to learn, eh?
Yeah, Kula, so-
Let me expose you.
So what the lady was talking about, that she's very angry and she thinks Akufo-Addo is the worst president and she rather be under John Mahama, who is not going to give her anything better. I'm very sure this woman or the lady has a family back home or siblings that are benefiting from the free SHS. She probably don't want me to say that, but I will point that out.
Tell me one school
I
Akufo-Addo has built.
have 4 siblings that are benefiting from free SHS.
Okay.
She should come back and tell us what John Mahama did to help those people, like someone like my sisters,
Okay.
to go to school.
Thank you. Freddie, you are next. Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Yes, you're speaking to Sule again from South Africa.
Oh, Mr. Sule, go on.
Yeah, very quick one. First of all, I would like to say something. What Sister Becky just came and said is a big lie.
It's a lie.
There's nowhere that Dr. Baumia said Mahama solved them, so it's a big lie. She doesn't have any evidence to support that. But I must say, Mr. Kula, I do admire Mr. Yorson so much. I think the NDC should rather learn from him. Because
Solved him, so I don't know what's the whole discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Sule.
I think we should just
Producer can find out if Baumia have ever said that.
They never
This
solved
one.
him, so we
Yes,
should just accept
that's
it.
it.
Why do you want to take
No,
credit?
Mr. Kula.
Freddie, it's your
Look,
turn now.
Mr. Kula,
My brother, listen.
Freddie,
let me
can
tell
you
you-
concentrate?
let
It's
me
your
tell you-
turn.
let-
Find
no,
the video
no,
now.
let me tell you this. You see, my brother here is even laughing at his own government. At the point that we tell you Ghana, he's even laughing at Akufo-Addo's poor performance. My brother, when you are a leader and you want to fight corruption, you don't fight the institutions. The Auditor General, Domnavo, was sacked because he was investigating a
He was
shortage
sacked.
bill.
Has he been sacked?
Please,
not-
please,
Has he been
please,
sacked?
please go and read the report again.
No,
please.
you need to be,
Oh,
you need to be factual.
Listen.
Has he been sacked?
He has been sacked under your
How?
government.
Is he
Look,
on?
He's on leave.
Oh, you,
Big
you
fact.
told the guy to go accumulated leave by forcibly go on leave.
Is it sacked?
My brother, you have
Kula, you need to
Akufo-Addo,
correct him. It's
you
not
have
sacked.
the
It's
president-
It's leave, but he knows, but he has
But no,
put in
you don't
no
make him
term.
go away with that.
No,
He's
no,
not
no.
You
sacked.
don't give me the
From my
opportunity.
understanding,
Please,
he's on leave.
Please,
That's it.
when
That's
he
all.
wrote back the government, when he wrote back to the government, he increases more. My brother, let me tell you, how old is he now? How old is he? When is he going pension? My brother, Akufo-Addo, yeah, President
Hold on, Father,
Akufo-Addo,
please, yeah.
he sacked the Auditor General because he was investigating a corrupt deal by the senior minister, $1 million to Korea company. Now, the special prosecutor, Mati Hamidu, just name
So
one
you
case.
interpret leave as a
My
sack.
That's
brother,
NDC
my brother,
interpretation.
tell me one case that Mati Hamidu has been able to take to court in fighting corruption. Not even a single one. My brother, President Akufo-Addo on numerous occasions that corruption cases have leveled against his own people, and what has we got to? Clearing agent. Oh, I've cleared this person, I've cleared that person, I've cleared that person. Look, you have a president that he has been a very dishonest person. Let's ask ourselves, why did Bache Dakun was sacked? Why was he sacked? Because of 135 billion deal of America. President Akufo-Addo told us that he was misled. That's what President Akufo-Addo told us. He was misled. I was misinformed. I was misguided. Surely, 2020, he will be voted out as well. He will be kicked out. My brother, President Akufo-Addo has been able to fight every institution that is fighting corruption. In NPP's manifesto, go and read their manifesto.
Which one? What
They
year?
should quote where, what page, what paragraph that said Akufo-Addo will fight corruption or NPP will fight corruption when they come to power. I've read their manifesto. My brother should quote what the page in their 2020 manifesto that says President Akufo-Addo will come and fight corruption. Not even a single one. My brother, look at the numerous cases that has happened under President Akufo-Addo. My brother is talking about somebody giving something to his family. My brother, for Christ's sake, who doesn't know that this Ajapa Royal deal is a family and friend?
How?
In fact, a gym group. You have
How?
You have the son of your senior minister. You have the cousin or the nephew of the president, Gabriel Chedako, and you have the finance minister. The finance minister is in charge. He has his money at the tax savings he has put a Japan deal at the tax savings where we can't even trace for them to pay taxes. This is a clear case of family and friends. Ken bond, 2.5 billion Ken bond. That was done under this government. Who is the cousin of President Akufo-Addo? President Akufo-Addo did what? Clear him. Gabriel Chidaku had $2 million from this Japan deal with no work done. When
legal fees.
Tell me, where did he even defend a Japan? A deal that is still in the titles of Ghanaians. But Gabriel Chidaku has collected $2 million. That $2 million can build a factory for Chebi people. Can build a factory for where you and I come from. But Gabriel Chidaku has pocketed the money. He is the nephew.
What evidence do you have?
Gabriel Chidaku himself told us on Asempa.
What did he do?
Ask Gabriel Chidaku
what you saying he took
Gabriel Chidaku did nothing. Gabriel
Chidaku
Chidaku did nothing, but he has collected $2 million from them. Now, my brother, look at this. My brother, I'm an engineer myself, and at times when you are talking of doomso, don't try to go there. I mean, your own deputy minister, my brother, everyone listen to me, should go to World Bank. Go to World Bank, www World Bank, click Ghana, click energy, and look at the information over there. Since this government came into power, only 1 megawatt only not even a single megawatt. The rural electrification, they've added only 1%. If you don't have energy, how do you expand rural electrification? Ghana, as it is now, has 85% coverage of rural electrification, meaning that we are not globally, we are not universal. We don't have a universal rural electrification. You need power to expand it. President Mahama brought massive American. What did we hear in opposition when Akufo-Addo was coming? American is broken, it's corrupt. He came in and even extended it, and that led to the dismissal of Bacheda.
We will let you continue. Hold on, please. Hold on. We will let you continue. We have a caller here. Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Please,
can I talk?
Have you heard everything?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your question or submission. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Alfred Nyamiche. And one thing I want to say is I just want to give a thumbs up to my brother Enes there. He's doing a fantastic job. Also, I just want to ask, there was one caller who said, one lady that was saying that Akufo-Addo is doing family and friends and all sorts of things there. I just want to ask that lady if she is listening. Can she work with her enemies?
What did Akufo-Addo promise us?
Definitely, there's no one that can work with his enemies. So if a person is in power, definitely he's going to work with his friends or loved ones, those that he can trust. So what I really want to say is that one is neither here nor there. Let's put that one aside. Then back to the Dumso as the NDC man is discussing over there. Since time immemorial, we've been saying that the power crisis was not as for generational distance. It was purely money. Money. So that was the problem that NPP was just saying. So it's not about the power plants that Mahama was filling up everywhere. It was purely money to buy fuel, to fuel the ones that we have. What can we do with the excess ones? What are we doing? The ones we are even paying without using it. What is it for? What was the importance of all those things? That's my question to the NDC person. Thank you.
My brother, let me explain to him. My brother, let me explain to me myself, yeah? That's really, really my fault. Let's be logic here. Let's bring it down for us all to understand. You have a country that has only 85% coverage of rural electrification. That means you have at least 15% of Ghanaians living in darkness. They don't even have electricity. 15%. And let's be realistic here. How do you extend electricity to that 15% of Ghanaians without a generation capacity? I mean, this is simple logic.
Hold on.
Why has NPP come in? Since they came in, tell me one PPE agreement that was done under President Mahama that they've cancelled. Not even a single one. You are telling me that you don't have water, but the water flowing through your neighbor's your neighbor's house, that you can extend pipe to your place is not needed. Is it what my brother is telling me? Is it what their energy minister Amewu is telling them? This is a simple logic that you and I have to understand. And even listen, if Ghana has a universal, if you look through our manifesto, we promise that within 2025, Ghana will have a universal electrification project. Now, let's look at this angle here. My brother is telling me that even Ghana, even if Ghana has 100% electrification, our industrialization, our industries, we need more industry. Now, Valco is operating on only 2 turbines because Valco has a capacity of producing 6 turbines. But you and I know that if Valco is to produce 6 turbines, our whole energy system will go down. We need more energy for industrializing our country. Look at the report that the World Bank gave about MPP's one district, one factory. They have less energy. Because look, if imagine we have 265 districts.
Ready, you want to land? Because
I'm landing. My brother, if you have 265 districts and every district has a factory, do you know how much more energy capacity you need? So the NPP Amewu himself admitted that since they came into power, they have failed, and everybody has to go on World Bank website and check Ghana Energy and just read it for yourself.
Thank you.
We are looking at the huge corrupt.
Sorry, caller. Who's calling? Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, good evening, Kula. This is Simon. I'm calling from North London.
Yeah, Simon. Yeah. Simon. You heard everything, Simon.
Say again?
I said you heard everything.
Yes, I have. Yes. So on the issue of Dumso. I'm referring to the deputy energy minister, Mr. William Uraku Edu. I've sent it to you, the link to you. You can read it out if you want, so that the guy in the studio can know that you're speaking from their own deputy energy minister. He said, and I read, that the Minister of Energy says the power outage being experienced, and this is the date when he said this, and when it published was the 2nd of April 2019. So just last year gone. The Minister of Energy says that the power outage being experienced in some parts of the country is due to the total shutdown of the Atwabo gas processing plant in the western region. It explained that power outage was not a result of lack of funds to purchase fuel for power plants. And so I'm saying that it is not in doubt. MPP can tickle themselves and laugh and think that by continuously repeating that they solved them, so Ghanaians will believe them. Ghanaians will not believe them, because it is not lost on Ghanaians that not long ago under Kufuor, we had to go and purchase a smaller plant from other countries to come and try to fix Dumso, and that way got pastors to go and pray over Kotombo so that water will come up in the Kotombo, so that Ghana can have enough hydro power. President Akufo-Addo went to the United Nations last year and said clearly, publicly, that Ghana is exporting 200 megawatts of power to neighboring countries. And then they come and say the power plants that the NDC brought in, John Mahama brought in, were not necessary, and that we're paying capacity charges for them. You ask yourself, this is a president and a government that said they're going to embark on industrialization. You need power to industrialize. So I'm asking them, if they have failed in it's just a manifestation that they failed in their one factory project. Because if they had done all that properly, they would have needed that energy to do that. So they should blame their failure on themselves, not on anybody. But it is very clear. I'll send you something cooler. Check on your phone. You'll see that I've sent you, and this is the date. I'll read it to you. When Bawumia admitted publicly that John Mahama deserves no credit for fixing Dumso. This is the I'll read it to you. Running mate of the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has said that President John Mahama and the National Democratic Congress deserve no credit for solving the energy crisis known in local parlance as Dumso.
Yeah.
I want to tell you,
can you summarize it, please? Can you summarize and land? Because reading this will take long, so you can summarize it and land.
No, I've made my point. That point. On the issue of Japan, the 2 million was paid to Gambia Saranchi law firm, African Legal Services. For legal services, they charge the state for putting together a Japan. That is what the 2 million was paid to them for. And Kwaku Baku's what do you call it? PR company as well also benefited from it. And so I don't know what kind of services they rendered, how it was gone through what do you call it? A procurement process. It is not clear who looked at that document and who approved them before they paid those monies to their cronies and friends. At the end of the day, I'm saying that Akufo-Addo has failed as a leader. He's not scared of corruption and he's locked out the Auditor General of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, hold on before you go. Yeah, Mr. Yosin, you heard everything now.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yeah, it must be okay.
Speaker all right?
Yeah, I think your speaker is all right. Yeah, the former president said that he recently said that if Mahama has warned the EC to know that the problems they are experiencing has the potential to create crisis in our country, and the Electoral Commission should be prepared to take the blame if the country descends into chaos. What is your views about Mahama's statement?
I think it's a very strong view he has expressed. I have said
are the Electoral Commission in crisis? Are they in crisis?
Of course, they are more than in crisis because in February this year, the Electoral Commission's entourage was going to come to the United Kingdom to talk about the ROPA. And they invited all political parties to be there. And even Ghanaian stakeholders. We went to the Ghana High Commission and they did not come since February up to now. Since February up to September, they didn't. And all Ghanaians in the United Kingdom and diaspora, we cannot vote. The EC has created serious problems for us. Those of us here, we have no right to vote because she was coming. We were expecting to make arrangement for us to be voting in UK, in Canada, in New York and all that. You know, that has gone. So all the Ghanaians, over 2 million Ghanaians in diaspora, we are totally irrelevant. We cannot go to vote on 7th December. So whatever result the EC will have will not be conclusive, unfortunately. So whatever anybody's got against EC, that must be correct. But President Mahama has spoken well. Nothing against him. The EC itself must feel very guilty for discarding Ghanaians in the UK and the rest of the diaspora. We cannot vote. I've got my voters registration card right now here, but I cannot vote because it's the one I used in 2016. They've cancelled everything. And the time Ghanaians,
are people nervous about this? Because what the former president is saying is that there is so much disorder, lawlessness.
It's going to create confusion.
And chaos. Is this happening?
Yeah, I mean, not that this happens. Things like that can happen, but we do not. We are a civilized society. We don't want any.
But that is what the former president is saying.
Of course, yes. The EC is citing problems, lawlessness, fights, civil wars. But we are not capable. We are not prepared to do that. We are not. I've got my voters card here. I cannot go to Ghana and vote because EC did new register. And I tell you, finally, before I leave, when the Baumia is talking about digitization or stuff like that, one thing must come clear. All Ghanaians live in post office boxes. We cannot capture, we have no home addresses on record. We cannot capture the Ghanaians from where they live. Okay, here, if you give your postcode, they know where you are.
That's what they do.
We all live in PO boxes, which is just totally out.
Baumia wasted our money, 2.5 million.
They have no control. The government has no control.
Yes.
You know what I mean? See, what you must think about. In 2012, I wrote an article and I criticized the lack of house numbers in Ghana. 7 towns in Ghana, yes, they are house numbers. I was born in a house number town in Takwa. Because it's a mining town. But go to other smaller, irrelevant towns.
But you are going off the question and off the track.
No. No, the EC its position is not credible. The EC office is not credible because they have discarded Ghanaians from the diaspora. That's what I'm saying. Because we the Progressive People's Party advise them to use the national identification records for the new voters register. They put it aside.
The former president is talking about international community keeping their eyes on Ghana's electoral process to ensure the process is clean. Is the process not clean?
I don't think it's not clean. I'm telling you that for me, my vote has been discarded. My voters register card here is of no use. I wouldn't say anything good about the Electoral Commission. Not just me, all the meaningful Ghanaians here. Apart from those who have been able to go and register. Apart from that, most of us, no, we haven't got votes. And those of us here, we know much better than our brothers in Ghana about this politics. We know we are more enlightened there. We contribute to Ghana. We contribute financially. We contribute to the.
But we're not more enlightened than them. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Finish.
My brother, you see, are we going back to the same issues?
Yes, go on.
You see, God has a way of doing some things, right? God has a way of teaching somebody a lesson. Mr. Ketiyose, looking at just 3 months to our general election, and looking at the issue that the West African country, Mali, have, the ECOWAS had no option than to choose President Akufo-Addo to lead the Mali negotiations for peace to come. Do you know what God has done? God has put President Akufo-Addo in charge of settling out these Mali issues for him to learn how to hand power back to Ghanaians peacefully. Do you know how this Mali president was overthrown? After a dubious election in Mali, people then came onto the street, the same way the Electoral Commission in Ghana is doing, trying to manipulate the system to favor President Akufo-Addo and his government. The same way that happened in Mali. And what happened? The Malians went onto the street and said, we are going to demonstrate and our president is going to come because the Mali Electoral Commission has rigged for that president. So what did the military do? They just called the president and told him that, listen, you have to resign because we don't want to do any bloodshed, because he told them, the security service, to go on the street to kill anybody who goes on demonstration, as President Akufo-Addo is doing. So you see how God has planned it. God has put President Akufo-Addo in charge. Exactly what the Electoral Commission is doing. Exactly what Akufo-Addo is using the military to do. Exactly what he's using the police to do. And so perfectly, so miraculously, God has put President Akufo-Addo in charge to settle this. Now, if President Akufo-Addo, for even sit, and you see, so God is so powerful that they all came to Ghana. The military guys, they came to Ghana. The ECOWAS president, they all came to Ghana. So President Akufo-Addo should learn how to make sure that when he loses 2020, he should hand over power peacefully to Ghana. But brother, look at what the Electoral Commission is doing. You register at a branch and do the verification or doing this verification that they are doing. You go there and only one person's picture is all over the album. That is very bad. You go there and people, like 300 people has registered, and you go to verification, it's only 40 people, it's only 50 people. One thing I want to tell my MPP friends is that, you see, never underestimate the peace of our country, Ghana. And don't ever say that nothing of such nature can never happen in Ghana because we love one another. You never know. Imagine, it's my brother telling me that imagine like Bantama, and your Swami and all those places. Imagine that you go there and you have registered 100,000 people, and you just go to find out that it's only 50,000 people that were allowed to vote, and John Mahama winning. Are you going to say you'll be happy? The same as in Ketu South. I'm telling my brothers that today, you as an MPP member, tell President Akufo-Addo, tell the Electoral Commission that what the country needs now is unity and peace and transparent elections. What the Electoral Commission is doing is going to be in the history as one of the worst electoral commissioners that we've had. In fact, the posture of Asari Bosman, the posture of Jimensa has indicated, has proven, has shown that they are all MPP people. One thing I want to tell them, that this same Jimensa was in IE, and he was telling them, Charlotte say, Now, the Electoral Commission is not autonomous. You have to listen to advices. You have to listen to various opinions. And today, he is the electoral officer. He is telling us that the Electoral Commission is autonomous. This is the Electoral Commissioner that has scrapped IPAC. IPAC is a body whereby the combination of various political parties and various CSOs and other people and with the Electoral Commission to come together to think about electoral process. Under this Electoral Commission, they scrap it. One thing I want to tell President, one thing I want to tell President Akufo-Addo is that President Wallace lost in 2000 and he handed over power peacefully to President Akufo. President Akufo, as a president, lost power peacefully to Atamos. He handed over party to party, he handed over power peacefully to President Mills. President Mahama, as a sitting president, lost election and he handed over peacefully to President Akufo-Addo. President Akufo-Addo should be very cautious that this country does not collapse on its head, because everything indicates that Akufo-Addo will lose this 2020 general election. And I want to advise the Electoral Commission that there should not be a pivot upon which Ghana becomes chaos. And she is a woman. She should be very, she should take inspiration from Nana Opoku-Agyeman. So interesting, she's also called Nana. She's also called Jane. She should know that if a woman can become a vice president and is likely to be a vice president, Ghana should not collapse on her head.
What do you mean by if a woman? But hold on. Sorry, who is calling? Where are you calling from, please?
Yes, Mr. Kula is speaking to Sule from South Africa. I've got
Sule. Yeah, well done, Sule.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And Mr. Kule, and I'll start by saying that God forbid whatever happened in Mali will never happen in Ghana. I wonder if my brother, NDC brother, listens to himself when he speaks. He made a certain argument that baffled me so much sitting here.
Mr.
I
Sule.
actually laughed when I heard it. He said,
Mr. Sule.
Yes.
Mr. Sule, hold on.
Yes.
This is what the former president said, that the EC to know that the problem they are experiencing has the potential to create crisis in our country, and the Electoral Commission should be prepared to take the blame if this country descends into chaos. This is from Mahama.
NDC are crying wolf where there is none. I'm telling you, look, the process is going on smoothly. You can actually verify your status sitting at home. You see, but what I was referring to when I said the brother made a comment that baffles me is when he said that 2 million was paid to Gabi when he did not defend. Listen, my brother, if you can be patient, and when somebody is on the line, I'm calling from South Africa. I've spent close to 20 pounds calling. So you have to be quiet and listen to what I'm saying. Yes. So Mr. Kula, so what I'm saying to him, he said he made an argument that Gabi was paid 2 million, and when he did not defend Japan in court. What kind of argument is that? Do you have to go? Not every lawyer goes to court. If you don't know, I think you should know that. And as I was saying, I do admire Mr. Yorson because I admire Mr. Yorson not because I agree with everything that he says. There are a lot of things that he says that I don't agree. But you see, he argues as an opposition person, not a nation wrecker. And I think the NDC should learn from Mr. Yorson. And I say congratulations to my NPP brother. He's been handling himself very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sule. Thank you. Yes. Land so that he can go. Not more than a minute.
Okay. President Mahama. President Mahama, as a responsible Ghanaian, as a responsible leader, as a responsible future president, you can see the danger coming as the Electoral Commission is conniving, in fact planning with the Electoral Commission to bring chaos. The Electoral Commission and President Akufo-Addo and NPP are trying to bring chaos. And as a responsible citizen, tomorrow, the NDC will have a major press conference in addressing this Electoral Commissioning problem, because we cannot wait for the country to collapse before we raise our hands and say, had we known? Because what the posture and what the Electoral Commission is doing, my brother, we all have families back home in Ghana. As my brother sitting here, he has family back home in Ghana. He will say that his children, I think your siblings go to any, you'll say, yes.
Your time
I don't think you want your children, your siblings to be hiding.
Your time is up.
Right?
Please.
So you have to advise President Akufo-Addo and the Electoral Commission to make sure that Ghana has a very peaceful election, because we have a track record.
Your time is up.
Because we have a track record of which parties can interchange.
Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Tevia. I'm calling from Northland.
So, sorry, what's your name?
My name is Tevia.
Tevia, okay, Tevia, yeah. Tevia, you have heard everything.
That's right, yes, I have.
Yeah, go on, please, yeah.
What I want to say is that to all my comments, me, I'm not a party, any party person. I am just a Ghanaian and a Pan-African. I think it is very, very painful that Ghanaians would sit in discussing issues concerning Ghana and still try to use party politics and present a very, very painful and disturbing thing. And the most appalling one is the issue of this electricity in Ghana. We've all struggled as citizens when the electricity issue has been going on. And we can all remember when gentle giant Kufuor was in power. He had to buy generators to fix himself because there was drought and our hydro system could not produce enough electricity to feed the nation. He went on to buy generators and the generators couldn't work. We could remember religious bodies went to Akosobo to pray so that we would get water. That didn't solve the electricity problem. And the population continued, our production continued, everything continued. Therefore, our consumption has increased. There is a research paper beautifully produced by one Ghanaian. If you look at it and just put it online, you will see where it states that in 2016, when JDM came into power, our power that we have in Ghana, generation capacity was 1,730 megawatts. JDM shifted from 1,730 megawatts to 3,795. And our peak demand as a nation has increased by 50%. And in that same research material, the Ghanaian was stating that the access that we have, that Ghanaians have to electricity, was moved all the way to 82.5 by this same JDM administration. As Ghanaians, when, as we say in we can state fact that yes, as the government is come, it met the problem of electricity, he fixed it. I remember as well the current Vice President on March 2nd, 2016, stated clearly that John Dramani Mahama cannot be given credit for fixing themselves because it's taken him 4 years, and 4 years was too long a period to fix themselves.
You want to land, please?
Yes, I'm landing. So if a Ghanaian would speak on the media and say you cannot give John Dramani Mahama credit, he didn't fix himself. It's an insulting presentation to your person for saying that it insults your intellect and it presents our nation negatively. So what I'm saying, I'm not a party person, but I'm saying that let us look at the nation from a positive perspective when we talk. For example,
Thank you.
Please let me make a short touch on this electoral commission issue. See what we are all witnessing. Please don't let us. It doesn't matter where you are. Unfortunately, my brother from South Africa is saying the system is going smoothly. Everywhere you are in the world, if any problem happens in Ghana, it will affect everybody. So all we are saying is that even if you look at in your
you want to land, please. You want to land?
Yes. I'm just landing. Please let me make this simple point. If you are typing and you type two words, for example, if I write cooler and I write cooler again, the Microsoft Word would prompt me that I have repeated a word because there is a mechanism in it to prompt me. So how can you compile the name of an entire constituency and have one name repeating consistently? And this situation is happening in different constituencies. Imagine what would happen if all these people, over 2 million people, go to vote.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, Kula. Thank you.
The EC issues.
Yes, I'll jump on that. It's strange where everyone comes in and they are not a party person, but you can clearly see where they're speaking from or where they are. Anyway, that's on a lighter note. The Electoral Commission, John Mahama, from the onset, from when, obviously, when his darling, Charlotte Osei, was thrown out of office for misconduct.
Did he say darling?
Yeah.
How did he become his darling?
No.
I mean, but when I use darling, I've not even said anything.
Listen.
Let me finish. I don't mean it.
We have a situation where.
What's a darling?
The reason why I want you to withdraw that.
What's a darling?
We have a situation whereby Kende Japan told us that
I've not said
Charlotte Osei used her body for and you're telling me darling.
I mean every woman. Kula, why is he being sexist?
The English meaning of darling.
What's he being sexist?
Check the meaning of.
Every woman can be a darling.
Check the meaning of darling in relation to your comment that you're making. You have to withdraw that case. You don't use those words, my brother. Let's respect women. Come on.
Who don't respect women?
Oh, come on.
Well, because
don't use that word on the woman. President Mohammed's darling.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, no. Respect women.
Ladina is Mohammed's darling, no? Is that true?
That's his wife.
Let's
respect women, my brother. You have a woman that was being tagged that he was.
Let me finish. Let me make my point. Come on, what's darling?
You have to let him withdraw that case.
I have spoken to him.
Cool. All right, let's go. So, all right, if you don't like darling, I'll take it out. So, former president appointed Charlotte Osei, and we made noise of what she was doing wrong. And clearly, when we came, she had issues within the Electoral Commission. She came out to tell us that her deputy was transferring votes overnight. She said that. She was saying her deputy. So as the Electoral Commission, if you can come out and tell us your deputy was doing such and such and such, which was not in line with the law or your institution, and you want to be in that position, I really don't know where do you want us to go as a country. But you guys, the NDC would rather hail such a person as a competent, or clearly they need a definition of what competence is, because they don't even understand that. And their whole flag bearer even lacks that competence. So the current Electoral Commission, Jenana, is doing a fantastic job. I mean, when she embarked on a journey to do the registration, the whole NDC camp was, no, we don't want no registration. We don't want no voters ID. They even went to the point that one of the guys said, if it goes on, he should be castrated. I mean, I'm looking for that guy. I'll be coming to Ghana December for the election, so I need to find him.
Should be arrested.
So that when you make such comment, and I'm gonna.
I just want to say something. Mahama said that the ongoing voter roll exhibition is tense and nervous, with so much disorder, lawlessness, and chaos. And then he's also saying that the EC to know that the problems they are experiencing has the potential to create crisis in Ghana, in our country. And the Electoral Commission should be prepared to take the blame if the country descends into chaos.
What chaos at the end? Is this the only end?
Are we waiting for a war?
You should ask John Mahama and his cohorts, like my friend Freddie here. What chaos are they talking about? The Electoral Commission has been given a mandate to do a registration. You guys are not happy with the exhibition that's going on. It's called exhibition. It's not meant to be 100% correct, but she will get it right. So once you have any issues, where do you address it? You take it to court. So why sit there? John Mahama has been banging on war drums, and Ghana will be that, and Ghana will burn. I think he's got houses in Dubai, so we're not surprised. He's looking to go. But this is the same man he said the Electoral Commission is an independent body, and we should let the Electoral Commission to work. This is when his appointed Charlotte Osei was the EC. What has changed? What has changed? What has changed? He clearly doesn't have even principles to make his decision on, and he said that. He said he doesn't have principles to make decisions. So, you know, when you come on and you're telling us and war and all of that, what's the war? We're going to election December 7th, 2020. Every Ghanaian, take your voter's ID, go to the polling station, cast your vote, wait for the results at the police, or go home at the end of the vote, come back, get the results, go back home. And like the NDC, they will go home and cry. But the MPP, the people will give the MPP the mandate to carry on with the good works that Akufo-Addo has been doing.
We will let you continue. Hold on. Okay. Please, who's calling and where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, Kula. You know, normally I don't talk on you know, about politics here, but I think some of the guys has to be careful of the utterances that they are making.
Sorry, who is calling? Who is calling and where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Bryce speaking from London.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, basically the guys, listen, they need to be careful of the utterances they are making. Especially the NDC guy. Listen, Ghana is bigger than NDC.
Mr. Freddie, Alfred, yeah. Freddie, Alfred.
Yeah, I don't know his name yet, but obviously, listen, the Ghana is bigger than NDC and MPP. I don't know this violence things that they are instigating is going to happen in you know, for the after the election. Election is simple. Obviously, everybody is going for vote. Yeah, so in the end of the day, you know, whoever is the best person that the country seems fit is what they vote for, that for the individual to win. Now, obviously, if MPP or someone from if MPP wins and, you know, everything is being conducted, I don't understand how that a guy is making all this utterance about you know, there's going to be war and there's going to be this and it's going to be like, you know, the
he's not mentioning, sorry, he's not mentioning but he's saying chaos.
But what's chaos?
Yeah, but the word chaos. One comment I want to make is the word chaos.
What did you do?
Anything that can cause war or you know, can cause people to riot or cause you know, people to come out and start problems. Now, the thing you need to understand is, if someone believes that they're going to win an election fair and square, why do they need to be worried about it being chaos? And another thing you need to understand is,
Mr. Bright, Evangelist, this is what he said. Yeah. What he said is that no. I just want to say something so you understand. What he's saying is that the EC issued a statement and admitted that yes, these cards were being issued at the EC's offices because of some duplications they have found out. So Mahama has requested why the political parties were not informed of such mistakes. And then he made that statement.
And what did he say?
Pardon?
And what did Mahama say?
Then after he mentioned about the chaos. Then he also said that he wants...
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so,
what he's saying.
Mr. Kula, my point is, this is what I'm coming into. Why should a former president make such utterances and talk about chaos in a country if he believes that he's going to win an election? If you're going to win an election fair and square, why are you then insinuating chaos? Because Ghana is bigger than both parties. It's bigger than NDC. And another thing that they need to understand is this is simple logic. Now, in 2012, I believe, when the election was done, and you know, I think the MPP took it to court, and we all found out that obviously they won the election, but it was cheated, and they gave the vote to NDC. Akufo-Addo and the MPP, they don't start to say that there's going to be chaos or there's going to be riot. He handled the thing peacefully. Now, obviously, by the conduct is where you can tell. So if the man is now a sitting president and Mahama lost while he was in power, he lost fair and square by 1 million votes. Then, therefore, why? And that time they didn't cause any problem and they handed the power peacefully. So why, if NPP was to lose again, there should be a chaos? Because if the ECU is going to have anything to do with it. The thing is, the fact is, they know that. I think they're feeling that maybe by their conduct and the things they've done previously is why they may not win. And when I used to go to Ghana in those times where former President Mahama was president, there was all these doom. So every time you'd be staying in the darkness. This mismanaging Ghana's economy, Ghana's money, took Ghana to IMF. People should not forget that. I confirmed that went missing. People should not forget that. Also, the fact that we should know that he gave, Ghana's bauxite, to his brother. This is something that it could have helped Ghana and the young people, the young generation, which the sitting president now has come and he's doing free education for young people. That is one of the best things you could ever do. If you want your country, so country, is to give them education. People taking all these things away and not understanding that this man is moving Ghana in the right direction. If the MPP and the NDC people don't have any message, they should find a message. But you cannot be talking about there's going to be chaos and there's going to be war, because when chaos happens, you can be abroad, but you can think about your brothers and sisters who lives in Ghana, going to get injured.
You want to land, please?
By the chaos that they want to cause. So they should be careful the words that they use.
My brother, I hope you saw what happened at the Ayawaso West Wagon.
No, it's not finished.
My friend, would forget about what happened at the
You saw what happened at Ayawaso West Wagon. And during this registration, 6 people have died. And look at the number of people dying. Are we waiting for them?
They want the world to see that Kofado is not managing the
so the people that was injured at Ayawaso, do we want it to happen again?
Problems just to create a problem. You don't do that. If you want a country to be run peacefully, campaign peacefully, do peaceful things, and then people vote for you. But don't be doing things where you're creating fear and panic and telling people that when it happens, there's going to be
Thank you, Mr. Bright. Thank you very much.
Mr. Bright. People were injured during the registration.
Let him give me 1 minute to respond, please.
People were injured during the registration. You have international bodies condemning this act of the president and the EC officer. Now, during the registration, 3 people, I mean 3 individuals in Bono died. 3 people died. Look at the people that were injured. Are we waiting for the general election where tensions have risen that you're going to do that?
I don't know.
Brother, please.
He said 6 in one breath. He said 6 people have died. Now he's saying 3. Clearly, he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
I said 3 people have died.
You said 6. Now he's 3. Let me finish. Let me go. So he's talking about Ayawaso. Yes. Ayawaso was not the only by-election violence that we've had in Ghana. Because they started the whole by-election violence.
So do you want us to continue?
We don't want to continue. But
why don't you address it now?
Let me land.
Yes.
You had your president, or our former president, that took a video of someone's funeral and told international diplomats in a conference that was what happened at Ayawaso. So that was not even true. So this guy doesn't even have credibility. What? He has nothing. So we had a president that in October, somewhere in 2015, Mahama grabbed pistol, go to Ghana Web, get the story. A whole president who had the whole security agency under his watch. He bought a pistol to defend himself. This is the man that these guys feel say he's safe under me and the 35 million people.
Mahama is not. In your view, are you going to have a trustworthy, free, fair, and transparent?
100%. And we as Ghanaians, not the naysayers NDC like Fred and John Mahama and the rest. We as Ghanaians, we want peace. The Electoral Commission is fighting, is doing the right job to make sure we have a free and fair and credible election. We've always had international bodies to check on our election. They've always done that. When we get to a stage where our democracy has been stabilized enough that we want, from what he and his party are doing, if the international, we get a lot of aid from these international communities, even financing our elections. So you think the international bodies will give you money and they wouldn't want to oversee what you're doing, or how well you're doing, or how best you're conducting your elections? So as long as we're taking money from them, they will have an interest in what happened into our election. And clearly the international body do not even want John Mahama to come back. Clearly they struggled under John Mahama. And they have the best president where we have a lot of international companies that we have so many companies that are looking to invest in Ghana. Why? Because they've got a government that is working for them. Now listen to what your mama said recently. He said the VW cars that has been assembled in Ghana, they are Portugal cars.
That's a
he rather have a second-hand car.
That's a really lie. He never said that.
Never said that. It was the Delhi guy.
Muhammad never said that.
He never said that.
Listen,
okay, let me.
Comment.
How is that? I'm giving you a Delhi guy.
I'm giving you facts and figures.
I'm giving you a newspaper source.
I'm quoting sources.
I'm giving you a Delhi guy. Daily guy.
Hold on.
Daily guy today.
Yes. Hold on, Freddy, please.
Yes.
Can the producer verify this?
Yes, before I leave. The Daily Guide today, John Mahama said VW are Potrokas. And
I'm checking.
I'll just end. This is the former president who has sworn to uphold the constitution of Ghana. He said NDC has been born, or NDC was born out of revolution, and they have monopoly over violence. Okay. So this is a man that clearly does not have intention for peace, and Ghana we want peace, and I know Kufuor is the way forward for Ghana.
Okay, you're taking a call. Okay, sorry, you're taking a call.
Sorry, who is calling? Where are you calling from, please?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Kula, it's Becky again.
Oh, Becky, how are you?
I'm good. Kula, you see, I keep saying, I sent you an evidence. Because these MPP guys, they are full of lies.
Please, Mr. Asafo,
I sent you an evidence where Bawumia said that Mahama deserves no credit for solving Dumso because it was caused by financial and economic problems. So why should he receive credit for solving what the problem they created in the first place? I want you to play for everyone to see, because I am a credible person, and when I'm speaking, I know my facts. I don't just come and spew lies like what the MPP guys are doing. And can I ask a question? Who said that all die? And who said that Etiwaya Chirobu Bibi Kakra Woho? Which party said that if the MPP do not win the election, there will be Afghanistan? And who said, which party said that they will make the country ungovernable for this for Mahama? Which party said that? We know them for their violence. And the fact is, people are hungry. They want to vote. And Akufo-Addo has connived with Jane Mensah. And they are trying to disenfranchise people. And that is what we are talking about. You lot are sitting in your comfort zones. And you are talking about what you do not know. Go and see what is happening. People's voters' ID cards are being taken from them. And they are given a new one just to disenfranchise them. That is what we are talking about. So if they have Ghana at heart, they should come out and speak the truth. Because we all want peace. We all have relatives there. Even if some of them don't have their families there, they still have friends there. And Ghana is the only country that we have. So when everything goes on peacefully, it is all to our advantage, and it is Ghana which will win. That is what we are talking about. Because people are going to be angry, and they will go out there. And you saw what happened in Ashama. People went and protested. That is what we are trying to, because we don't want to go back to those dark days again. We don't want to go back to those dark days again. These people are spewing lies. And please, I want you to play that video where Bawumia made that statement to let them know that indeed Mahama solved the Dumso, because it is not fair.
We will look into it in our next program.
And it is not fair. You are not playing it.
Play.
No, in our next, I can't play it from my phone. You have to go to the producer.
You should
send it to me. I'll play it on my
to your producer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we will. We will forward it.
Because I keep saying that people are listening, and everything should be backed with facts, not just hearsay, not just lies.
Thank you,
and
Becky.
That is what the MPP are doing. That is what they are doing.
It's not a video.
How can you say that Mahama said VW is a Patroka? Where did he make that statement?
It's the Daily Guide.
That
you guys not reading
and not that Daily Guide thing. I want that video, a proof to see that Mahama really said that. Why he said you can't bring it through.
Becky, we want our viewers to know that we will show it on our next program.
But we still have people who are sending, who are selling second-hand cars.
Listen, I can edit this thing with
a brand new car. What are we talking about?
What are you talking?
Thank you, Becky.
Akufo-Addo has crippled Ghana. He has put his family and friends, and people are not, the money is not flowing. People are hungry.
Becky, because of time.
What are we talking about? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look, my brother, I want to thank Madam Becky for a very fantastic job. Listen, when the Ayawaso by-election, violence happened, let's ask my brother. The white paper that was issued on this Ayawaso by-election, where is it? Akufo-Addo never used it. The people like Double and all those people are still the security services.
Hold on,
now, but listen, my brother, we had the by-elections that had violence in. You had a registration that had violence in. Now this exhibition, the exhibition that is going on, you are still having violence in. Are you waiting for the general elections to happen before you take an action? That's a very irresponsible president, Akufo-Addo.
Are we going to have a trustworthy, free, fair, and transparent?
If this Akufo-Addo's government and this Mohamed Jemesa continues this shambolic behavior, then I don't know what will happen. Because the point is, what they are doing, their posture, everything shows that they are in bed with this MPP government. And as I keep on saying, that we should never underestimate. We have a situation whereby their general secretary could even tell us when the electoral commission is doing their program, and obviously they come to confirm. You have a situation whereby their own chairman can tell you that the electoral commission is coming here, is coming there, and obviously too they will go there. My brother, one thing we all have to understand is that we have a president that said all die be die. We have a president on the history of MPP party that during the in Kwame Nkrumah time, they were the party that threw bomb in Nkrumah's time. So when you follow the history of MPP party, they are the most violent party in the history of our country. And we have a president that told us that all die be die. Today we have a deputy general secretary. We have a deputy general secretary, Obi Boy, telling us that they MPP people are well equipped, waiting for us. We have this guy, Brandon Champo, that the Ayawaso West Wagon committee implicated him. What did we see? Akufo-Addo promoted him to what? The ministries of interior, so that he can deploy people. We have vigilantes being trained under this government. We have a situation whereby this vigilant can go to the court and sack a judge. Can you say? We have a situation whereby their member of parliament, Kenneth Japan, can threaten a judge. Is it the kind of country we want? Is it the kind of leader we want? Is it the kind of political party we want in this government? No. President Mahama has proven beyond reasonable doubt that when we come to peace, when we come to stability, when we come to unity, in fact, the whole world give him a huge credit. You have a huge president for the first time that a sitting president has lost election and has handed over power peacefully to this government. You have a situation whereby the international bodies are condemning this Akufo-Addo's government. And as I said, God has put Akufo-Addo in charge of this
he's repeating the same
so that he can learn how to hand over power back to the NDC when they lose the 2020 election.
Thank you. Sorry, who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Hello?
Who is calling and where are you calling from, please?
Hello, Kula. Hi, it's Roy, MPP UK.
Oh, hello, Roy, MPP UK. Yeah, part of communication team. Roy, how are you? Long time.
Yes.
You heard everything.
Yes.
But you didn't come early because of time. Time is running out, so
no worries.
So we've gone past our time, so we give you 1 minute to analyze your case.
Oh, 1 minute is not enough, but I'll try. May I take the opportunity to congratulate
you have a lot of skills, Roy. You come.
Ernest, are you really doing well? At least you're holding Freddie's feet to fire, and congratulations for keeping up the fort for us. Yeah, it looks like the NDC and their foot soldiers or their communicators have this penchant of trying to paint a certain misconception about this current government, and we need to set the record straight. And I believe my brother Ernest has already done so, and I would like to add some more to it. As we stand, right, the NDC are offering no solutions to our current problems. Everything that the Mahama is out there saying is he's going to cancel anything that the current administration has done. They're going to reconsider stuff. They're going to do this. Right. It's like basically they have no tangent policies at the moment.
Yes, because of time, stick with the EC issue. Do you think the country will go into chaos?
Of course not.
And are we going to have a trustworthy, transparent, and fair elections.
Of course.
Mr. Kula, I think we cannot allow the NDC to set the agenda for the nation, okay? We have a constitutionally mandated independent body like the Electoral Commission, and Mahama and his NDC cannot threaten violence and they cannot threaten mayhem on this nation. Don't forget, we have a sitting president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and I believe with the readiness and the preparedness of the security forces, there is nothing of such sort that is going to happen in Ghana.
Thank you, Roy.
Basically,
Thank you.
May I land, please? Basically, Mahama can see from his rounds that he has lost credibility and he has lost what's called face in the eyes of Ghanaian voters. So right now, his last resort is to threaten mayhem so that he can create that fear and panic in people. Yes, that will never happen. Ghana is going to go to the polls on the 7th of December and ensure there is a free and fair election that Mahama will be retired permanently. Thank you so much.
Kula, if Fred and his NDC definition of peace is the whole president, I repeat.
Do you think that in your final analysis, I also want you to bring
one point
all within 2 minutes, hold on, all within 2 minutes, do you think that the police should punish those who buy votes by handing out money or gifts to voters? That's irrespective of which political party they belong to. Do you think that they should do that within 2
Kula,
minutes?
like I was saying, I want to make a low point. If the NDC definition of peace and stability of a country is a president who buys pistol to protect himself whilst he's under protection of the state, then I really don't know what kind of country they want us to live in. Right? So what he's saying is not right. And with Kennedy Japan threatening judge, what has happened? He has been invited to come to court. So clearly the institutions are working. And what else? About vote buying. Vote buying is a big topic, because even in this country there's something called lobbying. So an institution can lobby for a government.
But we are doing
so it's two different.
Exactly. But
it's two different things. So
we talk about
exactly. But
lobby is different.
Let me finish. But what's your vote buying? What's your definition of vote buying? You come to my house, Kula, and you tell me go and vote for me. Go and vote for me, right? I'll give you £20. And then there's another person that will see the bigger guy and say, you know what? Get my company to get a contract.
Want all this stuff.
Let me
and then you be involved with anyone campaigning and giving people gifts or money.
That's not crime. That's not crime. That's where
it's corruption. It's part of corruption.
This is what I'm saying. So I think at the start of the program, I said, where do you define corruption? Because that's what we need to understand. So because what we see when you go to Japan. And I think if someone gives you a gift of, let's say £10, you can't take it.
Analysis is what?
My final analysis is what Nana Akufo-Addo has done in 4 years compared to what the so-called NDC are promising or they did in their 8 years. And we cannot take anything away. Like me, Free SHS has been a very good initiative. The NDC rejected it. They said they don't like it. Anything free is not good. John Mahama, who was a beneficiary of Free SHS, rejected the idea. He's come back to tell us that he is going to carry on, continue on Free SHS. That is not true. We don't believe John Mahama. He said, one second, I'll land. 1 second, when he cancelled nursing training and teacher training allowance, he said that he'd rather lose election than to pay those allowances. Now he's promising to pay. And he said, I'll quote him exactly. I want to quote him. He said it's best to lose election based on principles than to lie your way down to power. I'm asking your mama, where is his principles that he wants to carry on paying now?
Thank you. Freddie, hold on. Who's calling and where you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Kula. This is also a charm.
It's also a charm. The thing is, we are finishing, but we give you 1 minute.
No worries. Nana Akufo-Addo cannot match the vision of John Ghanaian. I saw the NPP guy say that John Ghanaian bought some house in Dubai. It is alleged that the NPP, including Gagoshidako, you are buying houses at Mayfair in London. If you
have evidence.
It doesn't have evidence.
It is alleged.
Okay.
Yes, it is alleged. I feel ashamed for this guy on the studio talking about the vision of John Dramani Mahama. Freddie, thank you so much. What JM have done when it comes to infrastructure, Nanado have only toilet.
Yes.
I can't you see a shame.
Talking about
Your tracker.
What is he talking
Your
about?
tracker is
Thank you.
Why is he not talking
Also,
about
next week we will see you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we're not taking any more calls.
My
So
brother,
finally, in 2 minutes.
let me educate my brother.
You educate yourself.
Oh, please.
Educate
Let me
yourself.
educate my brother here. President Mahama substitute, the word substitute, allowance with student loan. They have quoted that in their 2020 manifesto. President Mahama substitute the nursing and training teachers allowance with a student loan. I repeat, President Mahama substitute. He never cancelled it. Check the English name. My brother, that people tell themselves free education. Do you know that the 1992 Constitution was written by the NDC and they put in the free education? Read through. Read the 1992 Constitution. It was written by the NDC. The NDC brought the idea of free education in their 1992.
When John Mahama had free education.
No.
When John Mahama
please, let me.
You're talking about Lawrence.
Yes, the NDC.
But when John Mahama had free education, was NDC in power?
The NDC brought the 1992 manifesto.
When then John Mahama.
Oh, please. Oh, my brother. The NDC brought the 1992 Constitution that had the free education. Today they are saying that
John Mahama benefited before 1992.
The international body.
What are you talking about?
I've even led the way to Ghanaians that President Akufo-Addo is the most corrupt leader in the history of the Fourth Republic. President Akufo-Addo has proven as the worst leader. Now,
should the
President
police punish those who
you see, let me educate my brother here again.
You don't have the time.
Yes, I know. Vote buying is an act of corruption. Lobbying is an act of influence. Vote buying is an act of corruption. But lobbying is an act of influence.
But you
cannot lobby somebody to
who determines what's a vote buying?
You the person to. Now, my brother,
who determines what's a vote buying?
Look at the MPP's primaries and look at the money that they've stolen, that they are spreading around. They are spreading around this 2020 general election. Akufo-Addo has proven beyond reasonable doubt he is the worst leader. Now, in terms of how to arrest them, if we have to arrest them, the MPP themselves has to be arrested first. The police has to arrest the MPP. Because what they are doing what they are doing is an act of corruption, the first of corruption. Now, President Mahama.
Now again.
Yes,
no,
I'm landing.
I'm
landing. Ghanaians have known that President Mahama, you can see from everywhere, the Okada, we are talking of bringing up Okada business for them. We are bringing a 10 billion big push. President Mahama has proven beyond reasonable doubt that when we come to a leader with vision, a leader that thinks for the country, a leader that has a vision that will transform our country, not only for this generation, but the next generations to come. Building hospitals, building schools, building a massive infrastructure. 2020 Ghanaians should vote for a leader. President John Dramani Mahama, when he goes, I'll come back again.
It's a shame that we couldn't talk about a lot about what happened to your parents. We are really sorry.
Sorry for you.
However, we want our viewers to know, and do you have any, in 1 minute, something to tell viewers?
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of your kind of moving forward, what has happened to your parents, and now how you are coping, your family, and then your project,
I mean, we're still thankful, we're still grateful to everyone that obviously has been supporting us over the years. And obviously, we're grateful to the Most High. He has been looking after us. It's been wonderful. And I think few weeks ago, my aunt, who has been kind of only mother, he also passed away.
Oh,
so it's kind of been.
It's not a road accident.
No. She was a bit old. So I mean, with accident now, I've set up the foundation. It's called. I've changed the name for the initial one.
Okay.
It's called Steps Ahead, which obviously is the idea to guide our steps ahead to limit or reduce road accident, because we seem to only talk about it when it happens.
Yes.
And hopefully we can do something. I've got some donations from certain people.
What is your views about Ghanaian roads?
There's a lot of work to be done, Kula. And we need to change, we need to modify our behavior before we can reduce accident. So we can do all the roads, we can do everything, but there's something called, we need to modify our behavior, and this is what we need to, and as long as we don't tackle that, then we can't change anything. So we thank everyone that has supported the foundation so far. I mean, there will be more work to be done. I had some wheelchairs that I've taken to Ghana. Nice. That I was meant to, donate to certain people, but COVID stopped me from going in April. So hopefully, as soon as everything is settled, I'll go and support my president, and then also do my little donation.
Let me say, I want to extend my condolences to you, and want to reassure you that we are in support of you. It's a very sad situation, because to lose a mother and a father and an auntie that's been supportive is not just a joke. So God really strengthen you, and God really support you. Let's look at your foundation that you've set up, and let's see around, because I mean, it's a good thing. At the end of the day, road safety is something that everybody has.
And also, all the Ghanaian leaders, political parties,
my brother,
hold on, should have an interest.
Yes, my
take
brother,
a great interest in how our roads.
You see,
it's not the roads mainly. It's our behavior is the problem.
You see what my brother just said.
Yeah.
You see, he just talked of roads, and I was very touched, because not to be politics about this, but you look at our manifesto, you are talking of dualizing the massive major roads in our country, like Accra, Kumasi, Accra to Takra, Flower.
Don't do politics. Don't do politics.
Producer, we have stretched you today.
Vote for.
We are very sorry for this, producer. We have stretched you. You go well past our time. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you, everyone.
It's been a good show,
Producer,
Fred.